It is Thirsty Thursday, and we are thirsty for some League of Legends. It is all out Potato and myself, Llama, here casting a best of three this evening between Elation, Revival, and Mad RAWR. These are a couple new teams that we're seeing in Style Esports. I believe it's still week number 6 here, season 14 of Style, season 13 of League, and some OP bands looking like getting taken off the table. A lot of jungle picks here. We'll have to see what this series evolves into tonight.
Yeah, starting to get fairly deep into the season, but still two new teams for us as casters. And yeah, we're seeing some great jungle takeouts already. And Zach as well, a champion that has sometimes been flexed around a bit in multiple roles. So potentially that's even a takeaway from multiple players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are, as you're saying, some new players and maybe some targeted bans, like you're saying. I mean, Zach, I feel like, is still dominating the charts in at least two or three roles, it feels like, with jungle, mid, and support. And not surprised to see kind of some of these other junglers here, but look at that. Three of these four first champions getting put on the bench, all from the jungle tab. And people say jungle's broken.
Yeah, best role of the game, or what are we looking at here? But yeah,
Yeah.
Vi take it out as well. That is a champion I've learned to give a healthy dose of respect lately. We'll have to see, is this, oh, Kindred
Oh
out
my
as well, so
gosh.
both jugglers are gonna have to start reaching in to see what else they can bring out today.
Yeah. Wow. I guess no one wants to play jungle tonight. We'll have to see what happens here on what's kind of put down. But like with how many great jungle picks there are, both these teams still have lots of potential options. On this first game, it is going to be on the blue side, we have Elation Revival, and red side is Mad RAWR. So we'll get to know some of these players too throughout this series and kind of see what they prefer as well. And with this last band being a Soraka, we'll see what Elation Revival looks for. I mean, is anyone really surprised seeing that now? Potato Yingwei locking in the Maokai, most played this season by a long shot.
Yeah, four jungle bans, but the tree is still here. That is a champion that we've seen a lot in this league. We've seen a lot in solo queue and just everywhere. It's strong. It offers so much presence, so much utility, a lot of control around these objectives. A great first pick.
Yeah, you're right. And I feel like at this point we should just start a prediction to say, will we see a B1 Maokai? You know, I feel like that has just been such a classic pick here. I think three of our last three series we've seen it at least picked up on blue one in the first game. We saw after it dominated in a couple series, it gets put on the bench for the rest of the series. But I guess Madarar left it up intentionally. They, had an opportunity to take it away, and instead they're just going to be given a secret snakes. Looks like maybe the Draven pickup, something that they've played 15 times this season, 60% win rate. So some comfort as well for them, and Graves to match the Maokai jungle. Not a very common jungle answer.
No, but yeah, Draven definitely one of the newer picks. We haven't seen this very much or very often in the games that we've casted so far, so definitely excited to see how it will be piloted today. Graves also a champion that has been very, very dominant in the past, but yeah, as you mentioned, hasn't quite been as prevalent lately.
Yeah, you're right. And it has been prevalent for Rex Cat 4, the jungler for Mad RAWR in this matchup tonight. This guy, 63% win rate in Zac in 50 games, 70% win rate on Kindred in 37 games. Take a look at the ban table there, Potato. I mean, both of those are taken out. The next best pick for him is that Graves. 23 games they've shown. Plat 4 right now in terms of that ranked season this year. 43% win rate, so sub 50. So after those two premier jungle champions for Rexcat were banned away, Graves look like the next best option. So something definitely in their wheelhouse.
Yeah, and this is a very typical kind of draft style. In game one, usually both teams pivot towards, what are the champions we're most comfortable with? Let's get some stuff we know how to execute. Let's target ban these players based on their stats. As the series progresses, sometimes they tend to adjust a little bit more. But we see already Elation Revival putting together maybe something resembling like an AoE team fight kind of composition. We have a lot of press R champions over there, while
Mhm.
Mad Roar's got a bit more variety. A lot of ADCs actually coming out.
Yeah, and team fight, we've seen the pros and cons of it, right, Potato? On one side you have these amazing press R abilities like you just named, but the other side of that is your team fight timers are so reliant on ultimates that it means that throughout the rest of the time, when your ultimate is off or is on cooldown, it kind of gives the other side so much agency to just take fights whenever they want. And Akshan, Graves, and Draven, three marksmans, it feels like, or at least pseudo marksmans, as these first three picks love to just be smacking you down, and they don't really need ultimates to take what they want.
That they don't, yeah, providing very consistent DPS, or in the case of Graves, some very strong burst pressure
Yeah.
throughout all points in the game. So the second round bans starting to come out. We're starting to see some top lane pulls start to get targeted here on both sides, as well as Senna taken out for the
Mm.
support position.
Does Elation Revival not just like slam a Malphite here or something? Like I feel like that's kind of just a free pickup at this point, especially seeing the triple marksman. Really, any top lane champion that can build a Frozen Heart is going to be such a premier choice. But instead, as you mentioned, banning away the Senna, a couple of support bans, a couple of top lane bans here. RAWR now needs to blind either their mid laner or I guess Akshan could go mid or top. Maybe it's a top, maybe it's a support pick. Definitely the support is still left open right now. We'll have to see what they choose to blind here, but there's still some flexibility in the draft. I think Graves and Draven are kind of locked into their roles at least.
Yeah, could look for the flex opportunity or could save it for support counter here. So we'll see which one they prioritize a little more. I like the Nami takeaway.
Yeah.
Excellent pairing with Draven. Very high pressure lane. But it's going to instead be the Morgana Black Shield offering some protection for these carries against the Maokai engage at the least.
Yeah, I mean, you do want to have magic damage, right? And I think that is pretty clear that that was kind of the choice. Paired with Draven, I don't think it's an amazing duo. I think it does have some potential. Typically, we see Morgana paired more with a burst ADC, something like Caitlyn, that you can land a trap, you can land follow-up CC, you can hold them in place for even longer. Miss Fortune, I'm kind of surprised that they're going to match the Enchanter as well. Sometimes you can just play hard engage into the Draven, or like at least like a Leona or some lockdown. But Karma and Misfortune, that's not very much sustain for that bot lane. So I do expect Morgana and Draven to have a pretty free lane down bot.
Not a lot of sustain, but Karma has also been known to be a bit of a Morgana counter if this Morgana is going bot here. So it could end up being a good matchup. MF2, depending on the kind of build she goes, sometimes can thematically do pretty well into Draven as well. So I'm interested to see how the bot lane will shake down.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Karma's known to have some lane prowess. Absolutely, is typically paired with an Ezreal or something with poke. But the double up on Misfortune, that is a surprising amount of damage, especially if used when it executes a minion to double that damage. So there is some high potential there. I mean, I think before Draven gets some lifesteal, it might be a little bit more damaging. And I mean, even the Shyvana, this is a heck of a draft of Mad RAWR. I'm feeling that this, I'm going mad looking at it. I still don't really know where all these champions are going.
Yeah, I've got it. Is this potentially a Shyvana top we're seeing? I'm thinking that's the most likely answer to, unless it's Graves top. Potentially
Yeah.
that's also Graves auction solo lane. So we'll have to see. It could be AP Shyvana in the jungle to match up some of their lack of magic damage early on. But you know, talking about Frozen Heart earlier, Ornn, that's one very tanky Forge God up there that Elation has on the top lane.
Yeah, and it's some guaranteed scaling. I still think the one challenge I'm looking at with Elation Revival's team composition that they've created here is really the ult reliance on 4 of these 5 champions. Karma kind of being the only one that's not as ult reliant. But I mean, you have champions that need their ultimate abilities to win team fights. Ornn, Misfortune, Vladimir, Maokai, all 4 of these champions. Like, you need to have the ultimates up for the timer. On the other side, I mean, yes, Dragon Form is incredibly important, as well as the Chains of Corruption, but beyond that, I think all these champions are very happy to fight and look for picks and move around the map. And so we'll have to see if Elation Revival can find their team fight timers around the mid-game point.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Elation, should they assemble all 5 members together, can definitely put down a lot of potency. I'm looking in particular to this Vladimir. If they are able to get going, there's 3 very, very targetable carries on the side of Mad RAWR that will all instantly explode. I've been on the receiving side of that one too many times before.
Yeah, Vladimir, like you mentioned, if they get to critical mass, can absolutely annihilate nearly every member on Mad RAWR almost immediately, like you said there. And you only got 1 black shield, and it will not be soaking up enough damage. So I wonder if Morgana even going for something like a Locket. I mean, can you get Anathemas on Shyvana? Because you're right, this Vladimir, if you just puddle into the team and just drop your ultimate on top of him, oh my. As we're seeing lock-ins though, looks like Shyvana top as a counter into Ornn, and then the Graves in the jungle. So this kind of solidifies a little bit of the rest of the composition. Now I expect to see Akshan in the mid lane, and the Draven and Morgana paired bot side.
Yeah, and that's something really interesting. I mean, Shyvana top, that's a champion I haven't seen in a good while, so very interested to see how that's going to play out into the Ornn. Does have that percent health damage available from the E and the auto attacks and Q. Get through a little bit more of this tankiness, and we'll have to see, does it end up being more of a split push? Does it join in for the team fights? How do they
Yeah.
choose to play it?
And also, what's the build, right? Maybe we're looking demonic into, Jack Show, right? Like that feels like kind of the most default of a build you can look for. I think there is opportunities to go something like a Blade of the Ruined King to really exemplify that percent damage that you mentioned. You got Maokai and Ornn, both targets that you can hit as a frontliner. Maybe you just build full tank and go something like Frostfire, and you can just play that frontline. The new IBG, right? You want to get that Sheen proc off and can play something like that. So out of AP top laners, I'm kind of surprised to see Shyvana. I think it was something that their team needed, but I'll have to see the build and how they play this lane out because yeah, like you named too, Potato. I'm really unsure what this Shyvana is kind of going to be doing in the top lane, but they should have some kind of plan for it.
Yeah. Mordekaiser was banned away there, so maybe it's a bit of a specialty pocket pick. So we'll just have to see what RAWR is able to do and if they're able to showcase the strength of this pick.
Yeah, well, we got a best of three just around the corner. We're just 20 seconds away from a spectator delay this evening. While we get set and loaded onto the Rift, we hope you get set and settled yourselves. So grab something to drink, grab a snack, and we'll see you back in a 3-minute delay. Get your channel points in too. Man, how can I forget to say that? You only got about a minute left there for who will win game number 1. So let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the other side of this short spectator delay. We are on to the Rift. It is game number 1, Style Esports Season 14, Week 6, Elation Revival versus Mad RAWR. Best of 3 this evening. Both teams looking like they might be stacking just a little bit here. And it looks like it will be Mad RAWR with the first move, trying to control some of the mid space. But all 10 members out onto the map.
Yeah, they do have a Morgana with that dark binding should anyone walk too close to them. Artemis looking for potentially an early ward. Ooh, okay, gets it over the wall. There's spots if anyone is around. We got also 3 PTAs coming out on the side of Bad
Oh
Roar
my
here.
gosh, they want to be pressing some attacks into there. Wow, it's kind of crazy to see 3 PTAs. I was wondering even what the Shyvana was going to be going for their rune choice here, and PTA definitely the option. It makes sense because the Shyvana Q, I mean that twin bite that she's got, that gives her double auto attack. So all you need is one auto and then Q, and now all of a sudden you got the PTA like ticking away. So makes sense there, and well, we'll have to see what this Ignite versus Ghost can do in the mid lane too. That's gonna be another point of contention.
Yeah, absolutely. Back when AD Shyvana was the preferred build, that was one of the things that made her one of the strongest duelists should you be able to get into range of people. I remember those days a long time ago, but now it's 2023. We're going to see some modern Shyvana action into this Ornn here.
Even modern Shyvana, like I feel like the champion has probably stayed the same since like 2012. She is due for a rework here. Oh my
It's an
gosh, yeah,
early
that's a
poke.
look at that double up there. I mean, Secret Snakes, like I mentioned, without any kind of real life steal, that damage from Madus is really going to be sticking.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm really looking to this Karma to make a difference here in the early bot lane. Draven opting for the Doran's Blade here to start, so will not have the longsword sustain that Matus and Delete Zeri is going to get, pressing this level 2 advantage as well, getting some nice harassment landed onto the Mad Roar bot lane early on in the game.
Yeah, and a just name as well. I appreciate no one picking Zeri in this match here. That Delete Zeri character, formerly known, I believe, as Cat Gap, playing the bot lane there. Yeah, you're right. That's definitely the difference maker in the poke game. That was going to be a first level 2-4 ELT. It was Elation able to get kind of some early pressure there. And both junglers seem to be clearing their entire jungle on this early rotation, but on opposite sides of the map. So no Scuttle Crab, but no action, and yeah, not too much going on.
Yeah, and I expect it probably to be a bit more of a peaceful early game. Maybe there'll be some attention here to the bot lane as Secret Snake's getting very, very low from this poke.
Yeah.
But none of the lanes otherwise looking all too gankable. So we might see a couple of more clear focused pathing here early on.
Yeah, you're right about Secret Snakes getting absolutely chunked in the bot side here. But there's no aggressive summoner spell. It is an exhaust for Karma for that later game with some of these aggressive marksmen. So I'm kind of surprised to see them not go for kill threat early on. Maybe I think Ignite, they could have got away with Ignite, but I guess really got to be aware of the later game here. Yingwei onto the bot Scuttle Crab, and actually it is going to be TSN moving for the top Scuttle Crab. With Graves crossing right now, both these Scuttles are going to be gone, and they lose both of them.
Yeah, and oh, there is the slows coming down to Secret Snake's Black Shield, making sure that they don't take any further damage. But this is exactly how I was hoping to see the bot lane come out for Elation. But wait a second, here we go in the mid lane. Now we wait, swinging in onto Buka here in the mid lane. Graves also hovering nearby. Vladimir is getting quite low here. Will this be the first successful gank here? Rexcat looking for it. Buka is able to book it out of there with the Ghost, fortunately, so saving his life. A Black Binding lands in the bottom lane, but Draven has to go home already, picking up some boots, trying to dodge away from some of this poke.
Yeah, the poke is pretty massive and more movement speed used mid like you had named. It was just the Ghost, so I think still a successful, at least gank, right? You do burn at least one summoner spell, and now we wait is going to get a free crash in here. So don't mind kind of where that's created, and I stand corrected. That top Scuttle Crab, I thought it was taken, but it was actually just a ward that was placed directly on top of it by TSN, so they have perfect knowledge of it. I thought that was TSN walking down and immediately taking the Scuttle, but was not the case. And Buka, fine to just farm under tower, but it is going to be 2v2 now. Yingwei in the area. They might be looking for this, just going to cross this tree, walking through and trying to reestablish mid lane prio.
Yeah, both mid laners getting crucially low there, and now we wait actually taking a base here, so going to lose the wave should it get pushed into tower. Vladimir here with the early CS advantage is exactly what you want to see on the skilling champ.
Yep, absolutely. And that's completely fine now. You know, not too much pressure coming up from Elation, and this kind of early game composition, the triple marksman that we're seeing, they're scaling or they're farming just fine, but we'll have to see, as you mentioned, that scaling advantage. If Buka can get to a couple of items, I mean, this champion's going to be absolutely massive.
Yeah, certainly a terrifying sight for the enemy team should that come to pass. And look here at Matt picking up the early serrated Dirk on the Misfortune. Those double ups, if we thought they were hurting before, we're going to see them hurt even more now.
Yeah, now Secret Snakes might be getting on to delete Zeri, might be in trouble.
Yeah, taking the Blast Cone over, already investing in the Flash. There is the heal there as well. And now is the trade back onto Secret Snakes getting very, very low. Matt potentially could have pressed that issue a little bit further, but now we wait was starting to move down as well.
Oh, the
So
next one
try to take
lands.
that. Yeah, the next Black Binding lands, but Secret
Oh,
Snakes doesn't want to go for it. It seems like the PTA a bit too much presence. But here comes Rexcat in the mid lane. The Hemoplague is burned. There is the enhanced Q available, taking a chunk out of Rexcat, but now we wait, wants to swing in, wants
little
to get the
splash.
press to attack. There's one more hit needed for the passive. Buka is still safe for the moment, and they will disengage. No first blood yet.
Oh my gosh, Secret
Oh,
Snakes
the
flashing in.
flash! Yeah, from Secret Snakes, he wants it. There's the Karma, all out of resources there. First blood, maybe second blood too. Oh, a flash from Artemis, looking for some extra damage there, but the Black Binding is going to miss. Matt is able to stay alive just barely. A nice aggressive play coming out from the Mad RAWR bot lane.
Yeah, Secret Snakes flashed into that bush to get the last couple auto attacks on delete Zeri. And even still looking at their tower, Artemis wants it.
Yeah, and the tower aggro is a little late to come onto Secret Snakes, but just, one hit from the tower is enough to take them down there. So perhaps a little over aggressive after that first play there. Now is going to leave the way for Matt to pick up for free and lose out on just a bit on that trip home.
Yeah, not great to give an immediate kill back over to the ADC there, but that's all right. There were a couple of question marks down there, and I think I can feel that. But coming back to lane now, look at that build. Like we were talking about that extra serrated Dirk damage, but having Noon Quiver as well as the Cloak of Agility, that is a pretty big buy if you're Draven, and so that was a great early cash in from them. But it's going to be matched with tier 2 boots for the Misfortune.
Yeah, picking up attack speed early, which I am a little bit surprised to see. It could have been just that the gold threshold works out there, but usually Misfortune wanting to opt for just more straight up attack and damage, given how strong the W is going to be Mad RAWR starting up this dragon already uncontested. A good look off these reset timers.
You're absolutely right. And I think I agree with you what you said about Matt's build there, because 1100 gold is what it costs for that upgrade, right? On the Berserker Greaves there. And that's the same gold you can get a Caulfield's Warhammer for. So I'm a little bit surprised, like you mentioned, that they don't just opt for more damage, especially if they're looking for that sort of itemization, right? Looking for more lethality early on, especially in kind of a lane that wants to be getting poked down. So we'll have to see if it does pay off for them. They are going to be quite a bit faster, and that might mean all the difference here on this gank.
Yeah, here comes Rexcat already laying down the smoke screen. It is going to be delete Zeri targeted once again. Stand aside is good, does come out with the damage, and there it is. The great ultimate picking it up, and a nice Dark Binding is going to find the target. Secret Snakes cashing in on that. Maokai wants to come help, but is a little bit too late. The Nature's Grasp unable to pick up any targets, and now just caught in a 1v3. Secret Snakes maybe wants a little bit more here. Maokai actually getting dangerously low. Yume having to flash away to keep his life there.
Wow, an actual really great pickup there on the bot side, as well as picking up an additional flash. Yingwei forced to run away. After a little bit of a misstep, it was still going to be a successful play on the bot side, and it does feel like Mad RAWR off to an early advantage, only 9 minutes into this game.
Yeah, this Draven Morgana getting quite bullied out early, but one misstep can be all it takes for Draven to start rolling. He saw the opportunity, Secret Snakes capitalized on it, and off the back of a successful gank, brings them even further ahead. Now, actually, a 1,000 gold lead already against the Misfortune. Some of that Draven passive advantage coming in.
Yeah, we're mentioning the advantage from Secret Snakes, but it's really coming off of the back of Artemis. This Morgana is lending some amazing dark bindings onto these key targets. Even when the bullet time was being channeled, was still able to land one through there onto Matt. And it's really resulting in these free kills basically gifted over to Secret Snakes' pocket, using the Black Shield at times as well to be able to stop the route from Karma. Like, really well played from this bot lane. I think both Secret Snakes and Artemis doing an awesome job early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the value you have to get out of the Morgana. If the Morgana is not finding the bindings, Karma really has the free reign of this lane. But should they land, it's going to be very bad news for the opposing bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe that's part of the reason of getting the tier 2 boots early, just for the movement speed. Matt does not want to be hit by more of these dark bindings, but has to be really careful here. Now Delete Ziri could be in trouble if this one lands, has to flash out. They're paying a lot of respect to Artemis.
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps a bit of an early flash there, but if they thought it was going to land, I don't hate it at all. It was certainly going to be a lethal ability should it have landed there. Now, both junglers here on the top side, maybe looking
Ooh.
for the Herald. Yeah, nice big double up damage, seeing the power of the Dirk already. Junglers are going to run into each other here. Rexcat getting the advantage of this early trade already, but here comes Booka and the Nature's Grasp. Rexcat having to flash and ulti away, but they are caught by the CC chain. It is going to be killed over to Booka. Now we wait, wants to trade back onto Yingwei, is going to get it with the passive proc, but here is TSN. Call of the Forge God is good, hits 2, but it seems like the opposing champion is going to be just a little bit too fast. It's going to be the end of the fight there, 1-for-1.
Booka used a lot to be able to get that first kill onto Rexcat, and I thought they might have been in trouble. Flash, Ghost, and the Hemo Plague all used just to pick up that one kill. But now we wait, was not able to chase anymore, did get a return of 1. Now a 2v2 back in the mid lane. Artemis as well as Delete Ziri are now here. And Booka, they're going to be happy with that one kill. Up in quite a bit of CS, picking up 2 stacks for their Dark Seal, and farming happily into the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, we said that the Vladimir was one of the big win conditions, and Booka is trying to deliver on that. Although Secret Snakes once again aggressing under the tower, trying to flash to find it once more, investing both summoner spells, but going down once again. The tower claiming 2 kills onto Secret Snakes now.
You know, the tower's got pretty good KDA this game here, Potato, and granted, the credit of those is going over to Matt. I find it really funny, after that death, Secret Snakes pinged both Misfortunes flash and heal, but Secret Snakes, you use yours there too, buddy, and the one who's still living is going to be Matt, so feels like, again, a little bit too aggressive. I think maybe the last auto went into the tower instead of the head of Misfortune, so a little bit disappointing there for those axes to not pick up another shutdown. But if we take a look at the gold, this is already a Kraken Slayer now completed for Draven. Even though they've been trading back kills, 2 for both sides, the extra cash in from Secret Snakes has given them pretty substantial 800 gold lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing the Serrated Dirk and Caulfield's Warhammer come out for the Misfortune. So potentially a lethality MF here, which is something that we've not seen in quite a while. Should they go that build, I'm a little surprised they don't go Comet for the absolute just lane domination into Draven. But, PTA definitely showing its value here, these little short trades.
Yeah, you're right. The short trades can be very valuable, especially in the multiple targets. If, as Misfortune, you're able to get the love tap resets, that's going to give you 114 extra damage. And so sometimes that, coupled with the press the attack, is enough to really dish out these damage in the auto attacks. But like you mentioned, the build isn't really reflective of the itemization and how they're choosing to fight out. So yeah, I definitely kind of see maybe a little bit of incongruencies there. But second dragon is onto the map already, but it feels like Yingwei not going to be going very far away. Might want to still try to contest this here. This would be the second dragon in a row if RAWR can claim it, but it won't be Elation Revival giving it over without a fight.
No, it won't be. Yingwei staying a little bit further away earlier because the bot lane had to pick up that wave. We do see the top laner starting to join in as well. Dude Caleb walking over and TSN investing the teleport to get on over. The Whirling Axe is not going to be enough to pick up the objective. That is going to be the second dragon going over. Potentially a Blastcone play looking to be had, but no, both sides going to disengage. It's just going to be a nice Ocean Drake over to Elation.
There were 10 members down there. TSN committed the teleport to join. Dude Caleb just walked their own little dragon feet down there. But it is all 10 members posturing around there. And I'm kind of surprised to not see RAWR looking more aggressively for that fight, especially when you're playing against this kind of tempo champion like the Vladimir, and you have such a gold lead on your marksman role. I would have liked to just see a straight up 5v5 because I do actually favor RAWR at this 14-minute mark. But with plates fallen and now numbers rotating topside, they're going to try to punish TSN here. They do a flash as well as the Call of the Forge God. Can they escape?
Yeah, they want to trade back on the other side of the map. The auction passive is going to proc there, but TSN is still very, very healthy here, getting in some nice damage back onto Dude Caleb, and is going to get out of there scot-free. So most likely just going to be the Herald trade instead for the Dragon. That's going to give Booka a lot of free time in this mid lane still. Now up over 30 CS against their lane opponent.
Yeah. Oh, there's a flash on bot side though.
Yep, the flash on bot side, and the black shield is late, so Secret Snakes is going to get hit by that. There's the bullet time. Oh, with both members rooted down. That's going to be a double kill over to Matt. He's going to be real happy with that one.
Yeah, and the cross map play turned into disaster for RAWR. They showed on the top side, and Yingwei was still bottom lane. After the botched play top side, they do get the Rift Herald, but it's past 14 minutes, so the value is so much lower. And because of that, Yingwei knew where all the other members of RAWR were, and were just able to force an amazing bullet time, just pierces through both Secret Snakes and Artemis. As you mentioned, 4 kills now and a shutdown on this Misfortune. Without those summoner spells from Secret Snakes, they had no way to get out of there.
No, they did not. Secret Snakes and Artemis just caught and downed there in the bottom lane. And this is a confirmation now. It is going to be a lethality MF build here, something we haven't seen in quite a while. A build which makes the ultimate very, very dangerous, thematically on point with a lot of this press R kind of team comp value that they're trying to see. So we'll see whether it continues to provide good value for the team.
Yeah, but the challenge with this is that tier was just purchased, like on this back, right? And so you're starting a tier stack at 16 minutes as a Misfortune? Like, they're not going to have the fully completed item until like 30 plus minutes. I think this is a really late pickup, and you got to decide earlier on into the game if that's going to be your build. But already numbers, again, advantage for Elation Revival. Can they look for another play?
Yeah, no Black Shield once again onto Secret Snakes here, just going to get caught out in the midst of all the members, but Rexcat is here to try and turn something around. Elite Zeri going to live with the heal. Yingwei still brawling in against both of these champions. Rexcat really wants to take down this tree. Yingwei starting to run away now. Can the Graves find it? It's a lot of damage going on to Matt as well, and now we wait, starting to swing in with the ultimate going on to Matt, but here comes TS in. One hit away from Matt going down, but is going to survive. No, it's the Flash that's going to pick it up. Secret Snakes gets the revival there. And now it's TSN in the midst of 3 members. The Elite Zeri trying to offer some assistance as well. Now we wait, getting very low. Sharada, dude. Caleb coming in, flying in, but Booka is in the back. The first E is going to miss, unfortunately, but the Hemo play goes down. Dude, Caleb critically low, as is Rexcat. Now we wait is going to go down, but it's going to get traded back onto Yingwei there as well. A huge brawl coming out into the mid lane, and now it's still Booka on the top side trying to chase the remaining members, but not able to find any more. Ooh, action-packed couple of seconds there.
And that was a 2 for 2 at the end of it. Secret Snakes now looking to come back to this fight. Secret Snakes died early on in that one and was able to run back after the death timer had expired. 2 kills on both sides, and felt like that was such a disjointed fight on the timings on players collapsing. Felt like one player came in, another player had to run, and then someone died, and then someone else showed up. And then it just kept going like that. And man, that was absolutely wild.
Yeah, and speaking of timings, we have a dragon coming up in less than a minute there, and so many resources, big important abilities were just expended in the previous fight. Fortunately, most of the crucial ultimates for Elation are going to be back up in time for the contest, but it looks like Booka still hasn't had the chance to reset yet. Now we wait, hiding in the bushes there. It is going to be a duel between these 2 mid laners. Booka is going to fall with 10 seconds left on the Drake. Surely they don't contest this. They're trying to clear a ward, but Delete Zeri is just caught in between a pit and a Graves there. Now we wait once again, ulting and swinging and taking down this Karma. No! Living on 1 HP. It's going to be Yingwei with the reinforcements there. Rexcat trying to block for their mid laner, but the angle is not good. Rexcat is going to fall now as well. A double kill over to Maokai here. Now it's Draven Morgana fighting Misfortune and Maokai here. The teleport is going to come down from the Shyvana. The teleport also available from TSN as well. Is it going to get matched, or are they just going to disengage and give up the objective there? It is several members backing off, many others respawning or in the process of doing so. So definitely a very extended fight here around this objective.
Yeah, the dragon is just getting started now. I'm surprised that Caleb just didn't start it when they teleported in. That dragon does so much additional damage, but without a jungler, they don't have a smite and they don't have a way to secure it. Artemis now has jumped on and dead right away.
Artemis getting absolutely one-shot by the burst combination from Yingwei and Matt. Dude, Caleb also in big danger here. It is going to be the Shyvana falling. And Ornn, great discipline here, not investing the TP, seeing that the enemy team didn't fully commit. Getting all of this alone time with the top tower could be both the dragon and the tower over here going to Elation.
felt like kind of a split call from RAWR in that team fight. They didn't know what they were looking for after they got the initial pick. They committed a teleport as well, and then Duke Caleb wanted to fight, but it meant that the objective was not able to get claimed. And it felt like just disjointed across the board for RAWR. After that early deficit, now the team fighting is coming online for Elation Revival, and they are having a dominant mid game now.
It could be that, and part of it is also I feel like RAWR just do not have as many tools to press the issue when
Yeah.
these team fights come about. You have these numbers advantages that you can create, but where is the initiation? You don't have any real tools to get the fight started. On the other side, you've got Ornhorn, you've got Nature's Grasp. You see a member, you can engage on them from very long range, but RAWR just doesn't have the same opportunities available.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, I mean, the amount of crowd control on those three first picks, the Graves, the Auction, and the Draven, like, it's so minimal. Like, it basically is non-existent. So you have a Dark Binding, and then you have a Dragon that can fly over the top, also with 0 CC. Like you mentioned, they just not a way to press the issue. The only way they have to do that is just by diving. They might be looking for exactly that on the TSN.
Yeah, TSN face checking the bush actually,
I
but
don't
not
want to
going to
do
get
it.
punished with it. And the wave is so
Wow.
far away. So with the Orn wave clear there and the Dark Binding failing to land, it's going to be 4 members invested on the top side and nothing gained. And now it's Elation's turn to try and find the same turn. There's the Ornhorn, the long range engage, going to find it on to Now We Wait, but the rest of the members not quite there. But here's the second tool, Nature's Grasp going out, charging across the members. It's going to be Rexcat starting to get locked down here, but ultimately, they were able to create enough distance, is going to get out safely there, just take some bases.
Now the jungle is starting to get pressured from Elation Revival. RAWR is forced to play defensive in their own space. The river now also in control. They might be looking for a pick because a pick could mean the Baron. A couple resets coming through. TSN now forced to match Dude Caleb in the bot lane. Baron has not been started, but the pressure is on. Another wave in the mid lane could be that tower. Dude Caleb happy to just split in the bot side, but when TSN shows up, that is time for Shyvana to walk away.
Yeah, and Elation have the TP advantage here, so Oran's happy to be matching here, but Boca and Secret Snakes actually engage on each other very hard here. Now We Wait almost picking it up, but not quite able to do so. The big team fight ultimates are still down from the side of Elation. It is going to be the Whirling Death invested to clear the wave, so just this first tower is going to be falling. A nice Dark Binding. It's going to go on to Boca, but nothing further to be had. Now We Wait is patiently waiting on the sidelines, seeing if an opportunity might present itself. Morgana, once it steps forward, doesn't quite hit it, but look from the bottom side, Dude Caleb slowly collapsing as well. It looks like this is the definitive team fight they want. Rexcat still trying to put in some more poke. Dude Caleb has arrived, but is now just going to get engaged on and disengaged from the Maokai, burning the ghost there. Nothing found.
Yep, not too much going on there, and all members live to tell the tale, but the mid tower is the one that falls. Again, some good pressure and able to push back out into the space. I do expect to be the Dragon as the next objective timer for both of these teams here. And it feels like some key item spikes starting to get hit. This is that mid-game spike for Boca. They're sitting on double needlessly large rod and have an additional 300 gold in their inventory. So pretty quick, once they get that death cap, that is when this champion becomes online. And yeah, that can be incredibly scary if there's not good defensive and responsive tools. And right now, I don't see anything from RAWR that can stop that.
Yeah, going for the Night Harvester here as well, so just opting for the full burst instead of the additional mobility that a Rocket Belt might get you. Karma ulting in, directly engaging very hard onto Secret Snakes here. Is it going to be enough to find the kill, or is this an overextension? Delete Zeri getting very, very low, but the Graves ulti is going to miss. That Secret Snakes going down to start off. Hemoplague is on Rexcat. Boca wants to find it, needs one more ability, but does not quite get it. Dragon is in a minute, Baron is up. Do they turn for either objective, or are they pushing down the mid lane?
They have a couple minions left here. I'd be surprised if they can get the tower, but maybe they try to pressure it. The next wave will just crash and be denied. Still 45 seconds till the dragon spawns, but it is going to be Elation Revival getting the first setup. I'm really surprised by Secret Snakes not building any kind of respect into the Boca champion here on Vladimir. We saw what happens there. Like, you got IE and you got Kraken Slayer. You have no lifesteal and you have no magic resist. Even something like a Hex Drinker, I think, could be an option. I think Maha is a great choice on the Draven. You could go Bloodthirster, but with no way to kind of keep you alive, Boca has more than enough damage to absolutely shred through you. And so you got to get some damage from somewhere else, I guess. But now here comes Caleb.
Yeah, but it is Caleb in a 1v3. Some nice initial damage going out. Delete Zeri getting very, very low here. But now we wait is rooted onto the sidelines, getting engaged on from the rest of the team. The Ornus here, a 3-man
Oh
knockup is good. But
my.
Delete Zeri falling on the backside to the Graves ulti. It is a brawl
Yeah.
on both sides of the map. But it looks like it's going to be Elation finding the advantages. Only Secret Snakes left alive here at the end of it all. It's going to be 4 members alive to take the dragon.
Now that is a summation of Elation's victory there. It feels like they were able to take any fight they wanted. That is the death cap in Booka's inventory now. I mean, they just went pop. The dragon is now taken, the Baron likely next. This feels like this game has scaled to the point of infinity and beyond.
Yeah, the gold advantage here actually very, very close between the two teams, but even so, just the way these team fights are playing out, the way that these compositions are playing out, it feels like Elation has had control of this game for the
Oh,
last couple minutes, setting up a bush
they
camp
do.
here. Will they be punished for checking? Artemis going to be the first one walking over, 2 members spotted on that top bush there, so it is going to be nothing found
Oh,
just yet. Blast Cone taken to get out is going to be Now We Wait, going to be the first target rooted down, forced to flash away for their own safety, but the chase is on. Delete Zeri wants to find it, but it's going to be found instead by the dark binding of Rexcat. But Rexcat now caught in the middle of 4 members. A Gore Drinker buys a second of time, but it is not enough. A nice dodge from the dark binding there, forcing out the flash from
oh,
Artemis, but a great whirling death there is going to at least trade one back. Artemis going to fall down as well. Several members poised to take this top tower, or perhaps they will take down onto Baron instead. A 2-for-1 in favor of Elation.
Elation tried to set up the cheese instead of starting the Baron, and enough members were there for RAWR to contest. Booka now does not care, diving under tower.
Opting for the 1v2, a bit of Giga Chad of Vladimir gameplay coming out here. Now we wait, wants the ultimate, but it's going to just go directly into the middle of the minion wave. A missing ping coming out from Booka there after a stylish play in the top lane.
Is diving under tower, 10 stacks now in Dark Seal. The team doesn't need him for the Baron at all. This is the Baron claimed for Elation Revival, and the gold lead now is starting to expand. I mean, it was feeling like it was still pretty over, but you were naming that the gold lead wasn't that far off. But now a Magi is completed. An upgraded Night Harvester now turned into Vesper died. And now Booka can just absolutely one-shot everyone.
Yeah, this was the terrifying Vladimir condition we were looking at the start of the game, and it has become reality. Level 15 now higher than any champion on the opposing team, ready to one-shot, two-shot these carries, and with the Maokai also available on their team, ready to lock people down, it's going to be a hard game for RAWR to play.
It really is. You have to get some kind of pick somewhere, but it is just Elation looking for the picks themselves. You have 3 marksmen. You have some key items on your characters as well. Artemis, I don't quite understand your build path here without going even into Azonias early on. Just trying to slow and I guess provide more crowd control for the team because they're so low on it. But I mean, if you can't kill Booka, Booka will kill you.
That's very true. And now with the Baron secured, it is 3 outers ripe for the taking. So I'd really want to see these teams pushing their Baron advantage, getting some of these inners to start falling. But so far, it is Baron already halfway expended and no towers to be found as a fruit for that objective. The waves are finally coming in. All members are finally back on the map. So we'll see, will they be able to take this push and get some more gold out of this?
Yeah, it just feels like the inner towers are going to be the next targets in the sights of Elation Revival. They are not too afraid of just stepping up here. Booka just clearing the wave under the tower. Yingwei hanging around in the wings in case it goes poorly. But Rexcat now looking for something. Here's the Hemo Plague. Booka. Oh
Big
my
engagement.
god,
Like one shot in the graves there. Dude, Caleb trying to hang on, but there's just not enough damage from the Shyvana to offer a counter threat onto this massive Vladimir. It's going to be Whirling Death again expended just for the wave, but these are baroned up minions. They do almost nothing, take no damage. So it is the bottom inner falling, looking for the second one. Look at the damage onto Artemis
Oh
Buka,
my.
diving legendary here. This Vladimir is getting all the value they could want. Flash, twisted advance, finding it onto Secret Snakes, a double kill. Their health bar absolutely exploding. Now we wait, trying to swing, but the swing will not be enough to keep them alive. They're a flash exhaust going out onto Dude Caleb, not quite going to find the final kill down, but it's 4 members down. Graves just finally spawning, 4 members crashing down onto this bottom inhibitor. Ornn in this top lane looking to get the game closer to the close.
It feels like now we wait for the Nexus to explode. A 3-7 Draven compared to 8-2 on the Misfortune, and that's not even your carry in this game. It is the Buka show. There is no friend as loyal as Buka in this situation, and this is going to be their Dragon Soul now claimed as well.
588 AP on this Vladimir at 30 minutes. We saw just now the kind of absolute devastation this one champion can put on to the enemy team. They're going to take the base. They're going to reset onto the map. Soul claimed as well. Could be getting close to the end here.
Yep, and now it's kind of game 2. You know, I mean, I think that's kind of what this game is looking like here. And it feels like it's just no way back. I mean, I don't think we really understood the draft for RAWR, and maybe it just didn't come together for them. Felt like not enough crowd control, not enough lockdown, no way to deal with someone like the Vladimir here. And now it's just an uphill battle, it feels like, all across the rift for RAWR.
An uphill battle it will be. The members of Elation assembling together in this top jungle, trying to look perhaps now for the top inhibitor. Still quite a while before most of the big objectives are going to come out onto the map. But at this point, you've got to think Elation can kind of just take whatever fight they want, pushing in slowly, steadily gaining ground on this top side of the map.
It would take a revelation for them to lose this game at this point. Buka does not care. Start the fight with the Hemo Plague.
Secret Snakes getting locked down, aggressed on once again. Oh, there's the damage. Delete Zeri finds it with the Mantra Q. Matt is there with the follow-up as well. This poor bot lane, just no chance of survival into the power of Buka and Yingwei now pushing with their supers through this open inhibitor, looking for the Nexus stars. One auto, just eviscerating the health bar of Rexcat. There is going to be Dude Caleb flying, but now we wait, and Dude Caleb both getting targeted here, getting almost Fountain Dove. It is Buka going to survive with the Zonias as well, and the Nexus is sure to fall now. 33 minutes in this first game. It was even for a while, but it never felt out of control. Elation taking the first game comfortably.
That was all the Elation station in that first match. Buka was putting the team inside the pages of that book. Felt like they were just right into the hit list. Every member on the team was another body that hit the floor. I mean, an amazing performance and scaling advantage from all of Elation Revival. They feel like they are revived and now up 1-0 in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, and it is going to be RAWR needing some reviving in this game too. I definitely like to see some adjustments going into the second game. I'm hoping for maybe a little bit more cohesive of a team composition. Give your team the tools to either take fights or find picks, or do something with the champions working together. I think this Maokai too, if they opt for the blue side, either take it or take it away, certainly seemed very powerful, setting up plays for his team throughout the match.
Yeah, you're right. And now I feel like Potato, it's time to play the game again, which is will we see a B1 Maokai?
Yeah, we'll have to find that answer in a couple of minutes. Both teams going to start getting set up for the second match. Elation looking for the 2-0 closeout. RAWR looking to take us through a 3-game series.
And it might be a 3-game series regardless. I did hear from one captain that I think we might have a 3 block on our hands, Potato. So we will have to see. I mean, regardless of what happens, we'll be back in just a moment. I did make it. All right, it is draft time for game number 2 of this 3 block. Not a best of 3, but we do get to see 3 games of action here between Elation, Revival, and Mad RAWR. Prediction is live right now. Maybe you can cheat a little bit. I might need to know this if the bans happen too fast here. Or maybe I'll have to hide it. But will we see a B1 here? It looks like the teams have swapped sides. Will Mad RAWR look to B1 the Maokai? Let us know what you think. I'm actually going to even hide this in the talk scene real quick because we will have to see. If you think that we're going to see a Maokai B1 again, let us know what you think. We'll reveal it in just a moment once we see it. But similar bans look like so far. Kindred, Zach, not surprised to see those taken away. But this time, Vladimir, Mad RAWR does not want to see that again in this second game.
No, they do not. Booker absolutely rampaging through the entirety of the enemy team on that pick in the previous game. And here comes the moment of truth. B1 pick Maokai available for Mad RAWR. Do they opt for it or do they go for something else?
It had a lot of success when Elation Revival picked it, and we'll have to see if that is the choice that they want to make now. Still lots of options available. Bans have changed quite a bit actually from that first game here. So there's Vi, there's other options here.
Timer taking out a 0. It's
Oh!
going to be a Dr. Mundo B1 first pick. Okay, okay. So definitely something a little bit new here. A champion that a while back as well was just very, very potent and scaling monster should they be able to get there. We'll see what the response Elation comes up with is.
You know what the issue I see with a Mundo champion here in this second game here, Potato?
What do you see?
I just don't see any CC still. Like I still see any crowd control. Like I don't care if it's jungle or top or something. I feel like that was one of the key issues with Mad's first draft. Mad RAWR just did not draft CC from 4 of their 5 roles, and then their CC they do have is a Morgana. So it feels like that was kind of an issue that needs to be explored now. And Elation Revival is right back to it, playing that aggressive jungle. They have the Maokai option, but they don't even want it. Instead, it's going to be Vi and Caitlyn, the first 2 choices. Mad RAWR's got their choice of the bot lane, but maybe you want to choose something and avoid the Draven a little bit the second game.
Yeah, the Draven finding some early success out there, but over-aggressing in a couple of key moments and then just getting picked on over and over by the Maokai in that previous game. It is going to be the rest of the team coming out. Seraphine picked up here, so maybe we'll see a bit of a Seraphine comp here. Seraphine with big bruisers, certainly something that can work very well, especially into Caitlyn, one of those champions that's not traditionally the best at killing big, beefy members on the other team. So we'll have to see how they round it out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, maybe it's pick the beefy boy, pick the Seraphine, and try not to die. Yone as a choice here. Wow, this is very different kind of champions getting locked in now for RAWR. I mean, I guess in game 1 we saw the Akshan, and now game 2, maybe it's going to be now we wait piloting the Yone. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, I don't think, in the mid lane. I would think that that would be kind of something they might be liking. They got 13 games of it so far this season, so could be a common pick.
Yeah, Cassio is going to be the answer here, though, and that is a champion that can do very well into Yone, shutting down many of his abilities with that miasma. Such a potent tool. And certainly we do see Mad RAWR here giving themselves more options than the previous game. I think there is a strong amount of scaling available on this team, but they've also left up just so many counter pick options over to Elation, giving them support counter, giving them mid counter, giving them potentially even top counter, assuming that Mundo isn't going into the jungle. So we'll see, is Elation going to be able to take advantage of that? Will they take some of these advantageous matchups?
You're right. Or maybe it's just like a Giga Brain draft for Mad RAWR, where they're going to triple flex Yone bot, Seraphine mid, and Mundo jungle. Right, so maybe there's a world where all these champions are going somewhere totally different, and it's just they're going to get really the counter picks in the second half and decide what champions they want to go where. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They haven't showed either of their bot laners yet for Mad RAWR. Meanwhile, Elation with the Caitlyn lock-in and then opting for the counter pick in the mid lane does mean that they're going to take away that main pairing in the Lux. Still some great pairings bot lane. I mean, even another marksman, Ashe, Varus. I mean, you can go Varus Caitlyn bot. You can go, Ashe Caitlyn bot. You can go Morgana. You can go Senna. Feels like there's still lots of options for Elation. And this was something that Mad RAWR actually banned with Senna in that second half. So We'll have to see if the Ornn is going to be the last ban, and it is. We'll have to see what is Elation going to use. I expect this to be their support pick.
Yeah, and Lux definitely, I think, the premier pairing with Caitlyn here. Certainly, the other ones offering a lot of choices as well, but no, instead it's going to be the top laner locked in
Wow.
here. Gwen chosen immediately, presumably thinking maybe it'll go into the Mundo. So we'll see here, is this the 5-head quadriflex coming out from Mad
Yeah.
RAWR, or is it going to be something a little bit more standard?
I would love to see a quad flex here. Pull it all out here, Matt. We still got a couple of games left.
Yeah, a few seconds left on this timer ticking down. We'll
CC
see the
maybe?
B4, B5. What will they do? They have a little bit more than last time, Seraphine and Yone offering
Oh!
some options, but okay,
Oh!
Cassante is going to be the answer into this Gwen. I love to see it. This champion, I don't think many champions are unbalanced, but Cassante has convinced me that he is a force to be reckoned with. So potentially here is going to indicate a Dr. Mundo going into the jungle, but that is a scary top laner to be fighting.
Yeah, and look at these melee champions now drafted. Pick Tarek, round it out. Seraphine Tarek bot side. Let's see what the support pick is.
And it's going to no
It's a
Tarek,
marksman.
unfortunately.
Dang,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
I guess
just
they
a
needed an
regular
ADC.
marksman. But
Yeah.
yes, they choose to go with the Vayne instead. So I'm already liking this draft much more than the previous one from Mad RAWR. It does look like they have a lot more options for playmaking, for taking fights, for surviving, and everything. And it's going to be likely the Karma hover here. It is going to be the Karma. So Caitlyn Karma bot lane, certainly bot lane that can get a lot of dominance early on, get that early push. So we'll see, can they pull the jungler, get some attention to prevent Caitlyn from doing the classic thing where they take 5 plates in every lane, or will Caitlyn Karma get their pick of what to do here in the lane?
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is another lane that Karma can really bully. And we saw in game number 1, the Karma pick, how much success that had. Artemis was able to lane some Dark Bindings early when they played the Morgana in game number 1. And this game looks like they're piloting the Seraphine there. We'll have to see if they'll be able to respond to some of this pressure. Because it's been really, really well dished out from Delete Zeri. We'll see if they can do the same thing in game number 2.
Yeah, and overall, I think Mad RAWR here definitely has the scaling advantage. So should they be able to make it out of this early mid-game successfully, it can be a bit of a unstoppable composition. But on the side of Elation Revival, there are a lot of tools as well. Can the Cassio match into the Yone? Can the Caitlyn Karma do what they want? How impactful will this Vi be?
Yeah, and if I'm Vi, I mean, you did mention that Mad RAWR does have a better team comp this game, and I agree with you. However, if I'm Vi, there's one target that I'm pressing R on this entire game, and it's going to be the Vayne. Like, I'm just going to try to lock down this player if I'm playing for Elation Revival, and then just want my team to be with me. Maybe a Gwen flank and go immune, and maybe you got like a Caitlyn headshot over the top, and Vayne's not going to be a very tanky champion. I'd be surprised if they go something like a Randuin's Omen this game. So unless it's like super late game Vayne, I think this player's going to have a hard time playing out this mid game, especially being so short range and having 3 melees on your side too.
Yeah, Llama putting out the recipe for success here. Sprinkling of a headshot there, a cease and desist there. But certainly, yeah, those are a lot of the things we can look forward to in these team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think there were some good adaptations in game 2. Again, this is a 3-game block, so even if it's going to be a 2-0 or a 2-1, there is still another game, or a 1-1. There's still another game after this. So feels like there's still some options, and it feels like Mad RAWR is still experimenting just a little bit. These are quite a few new champions on the Rift. 9 of these 10 champions were not in the last game, Potato. So a lot of new choices coming out for the second game for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the Karma going to be the repeat here, but otherwise we're gonna see some more champions from each of these players' pools. We'll see what else these players can bring in the second game.
Yeah, the prediction is live. You've heard our thoughts, and we want to hear yours. Let us know if you are hashtag show your elation in the chat, or if you are Mad RAWR. Let us know how you're feeling. The final champions are getting locked in right now in the champion select, and we're gonna jump to a quick spectator delay. But just in about 3 minutes, 3.5, we'll be jumping onto the Rift. It'll be game number 2 today between Elation Revival and Mad RAWR. You're not gonna want to miss it. And it is game number 2 this evening. Style Esports, Elation, Revival, and Mad RAWR. Couple last seconds to get those channel point predictions in. Will Elation Revival continue to take a commanding lead in this 3 block? Or will we see Mad RAWR hitting the map for the first time and taking a Nexus of their own?
Yeah, just a nice standard 5 point coming out from both teams early on in the second match. We do see the Caitlyn cleanse getting pinged out here. So Caitlyn going for a bit of a safety build, potentially a little bit lower damage, opting to take the cleanse into the Seraphine here, and going fleet footwork to get some more sustain in this lane.
Yeah, it's an interesting pairing, especially when you're looking at all these melee champions that she's going to be hitting in the team fights. You got Yone, you got Mundo, you got Casante, like 3 kind of beefy boys where something like you're not going to have any limit of targets to hit when you're Caitlyn here in this matchup. So I would have liked to see Lethal Tempo or something that can just dish out more damage in fights. But we'll have to see if Cleanse keeps them safe and lets them position around the map here. But Delete Zeri, they don't need any kind of defensive summoner spell. Had Exhaust in the last game, but this game going Ignite bot lane. We'll see if Secret Snakes and Artemis will be able to stop some of this pressure with their double defensive lane in the bot lane.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. Anytime I see a Karma, I usually would like to see the Ignite come out here. Just such a potent laning champion. When you take the Ignite, offers you so much more pressure here, especially into a short-range character like the Vayne here. Secret Snake's already taking a good amount of harass. Artemis as well. Caitlyn just mercilessly kind of pushing in these autos into the opposing bot lane. And we also saw a bit of a fake leash coming down as well. Yingwei choosing the path top to bot in this game, trying to maybe offer their bot lane a little bit extra assistance here. It's going to be level 2, hit out early. Artemis forced the flash already. The Ignite going down from Delete Zeri, aggressing onto the Seraphine.
I mean, it's really just a sniper versus crossbow gap, I think, Potato in the bot lane. Really just, I think Vayne should have just chosen a better weapon. That's all I can say. That's my entire analysis here in the bot lane matchup.
Yeah, certainly a bit of a range difference there. And now both the mid laners and the junglers are going to start running into
Oh
each
my gosh.
other. Yingwei getting the advantage onto Rexcat here, putting in a lot of hurt onto this Mundo and looking for the blue buff steal. We also see TSN having pushed the wave in, does have priority here, is going to go for the first move. Rexcat is going to be backed up by Now We Wait. The champions are assembled. Blue buff is already taken away. Is that going to be the end of the fight? Looks like a successful steal here.
I think Yingwei, really good understanding of champion. I feel like the Mundo is not a jungler you see very often. And so I know as a primary jungler myself, when there's this unsure matchup, I don't really know what the power spikes are, how fast does it clear, when can I fight it? And I think Yingwei seemed to just know that they can just walk into the jungle after their 3 topside camps and then just meet Rexcat up there. So good awareness and good play from Vi here early on in this game. All their bot camps are still up, as well as denying that blue buff, like you said. It's not massive to deny that from a Dr. Mundo, right? That's a manaless champion. But still, it's going to feel pretty good. They weren't able to take away the top Scuttle Crab, but now Rexcat, really with nothing much to do until the second rotation spawns.
Yeah, it is going to Mundo getting the rotation now, and Vi does have 4 camps here, Scuttle Crab included, on the bot side, available for the taking. So can offer a nice advantage there should they be able to get the clear off in time. Now, Matt actually getting very low against Secret Snakes, but the Mantra Q is going to trade back some damage as well. Both of these bot lanes now starting to run low on resources. Caitlyn with a very slight CS lead, but maybe not quite as much as you would be hoping here early on.
A little bit of a CS lead, like you mentioned, and this is a very, very outranged matchup. You know, puns aside about the gun advantage or the weapon of choice for these marksmen. I mean, just the actual range advantage is going to be so oppressive. And this is a lane where Secret Snakes and Artemis really just wants to hold on. Rexcat clearing out a little bit of vision, but won't be able to find a gank. But it's right before the second rotation timer for them anyways. I do just want to see Dr. Mundo just going right back into sequencing the jungle. But it's going to look for a little bit more vision here. It is going to be a reset from Matt and Delete Zeri. But not too much action happening, and very different from this bot lane that we saw Secret Snakes draft in game number 1.
Yeah, certainly not the same aggression as a Draven would have. A timely reset for the Caitlyn Karma here. Going to pick up for the Noon Quiver, offering so much more pushing power as well. We'll see, is this the point at which they start taking advantage of the plate, pushing potential first plate, almost taking in the bot lane already? They have the reset before the enemy champions as well. So will they be able to get the push or not?
We'll have to see what happens in the bot lane. Rexcat trying to exert some pressure, but when your only way to gank a lane is by throwing a cleaver out, there's not a lot of pressure, even on immobile characters. And we saw Buka playing the immobile Vladimir in the last game, and it didn't mean anything once they got rolling. We'll see if Buka can find more success in the second lane. Is now up level 6, level 5. There's the ultimate, and Conqueror is fully stacked, but the Petrifying Gaze does not land. Now you is waiting for level 6, and like you were saying, tower plate's already being taken in the bot lane from Matt and Delete's area.
Yeah, nicely turned around from Now You Wait. And when the Yone hits level 6 here, it can be a threat onto the Casio. Does not have the ultimate available.
Oh, here's the
Yone
bot
does
lady.
have Ignite. But yeah, here is Rexcat. The Cleaver may not be that much ganking potential, but it is certainly beating down onto this Karma. It's going to be Artemis picking up first blood here. Would have liked to see it go to the Vayne potentially, but still, a nice kill, a nice pickup. And Now We Wait aggressing onto Buka, but there is the flash Q from Yue. It is good, it lands,
The
but
team's
the chase
coming.
is going to be difficult. And 3 members reinforcing from that bottom side. The Casio Q misses. Artemis here is ready to support their teammates. It's going to be nothing further found, and 4 members going onto this dragon.
Now We Wait was holding for the team to rotate up, but they still had the ultimate available. I would have liked to see the fate get sealed on top of those two chasing players. But without using that ultimate, there's really no way to hold down Buka or Yingwei, even though Yingwei did use the flash to commit onto it and it was not level 6 and they didn't have Petrifying Gaze. That felt like a really free angle for RAWR, but they just didn't pull the trigger and didn't take it.
Yeah, and ooh, Dragon going down to 1
One.
HP there. The smite not available for
man.
Rexcat. Deletes area almost getting back in time to secure that objective, but will not be. Vi is going to trade the top side jungle in response. Still going to be 30 seconds before the Herald is available, so that's not quite available for the taking.
Not that yet, but again, good timer here for Vi to counter jungle. Good opposite play on the other side of the map. Especially in the Dr. Mundo, this Vi build that is kind of essential for her right now with the Chempunk building out of Executioner's Calling is even more valuable now because you're playing in Dr. Mundo, you're playing into Seraphine, you're playing into some big healing champions. So Executioner's Calling is kind of a core item on this champion, is going to provide so much value here in this game.
Yeah, and even with the Yone, when they go for the shield bow BT build that is pretty common, or maybe a death stance, it is certainly going to be providing value in spades here. We might even see something like a Morello get picked up by the Casio here. We'll have to see if that is the case. Few members now looking on the top side, Yingwei wanting to find the blue buff invade. Ooh, a nice route onto Matt there, taking out the cleanse early for that Caitlyn. So one summoner spell burned off a nice find from Seraphine.
Now we wait one look for something topside, but the blue now is gone. Great movement. Yingwei and Buka just hanging out in Rexcat's jungle. They're down a couple of camps and just behind some armor and not having the right timer on the map. Now Rexcat's going to recognize 5 of their 6 camps are gone and 5 of the 6 are up for Vi. Some great counter jungling once again, even with this season 13 nerfs to counter jungling.
Yeah, Rexcat.
Ooh, another turn.
A little bit scared on the top side, but yeah, now we wait, turning it right back onto the Boca. Fate Sealed is going to be flashed away from, so both mid laners are going to live, but it is a lot of members congregating on this top side now. Rexcat going to duel Yingwei here. The Vi ultimate is available, but Yingwei actually getting very low. Vi ultimate finally going to get committed, but just needs one more auto. Rexcat does find it. The ace in the hole does find it as well, though. Now we wait, no Fate Sealed available. It is going to be Artemis being looked at here, but the exhaust is good. Now we wait, trying to aggress under the tower. I'm going to take one more hit, so it is ultimately a 1 for 2 in favor of RAWR here. Maybe some more looks from both teams, but seems to be the end of the fight.
It's the end of the fight, but it's not the end of the gold exchange here. It is going to be the Vayne in the bot lane getting the push onto the tower. Matt and Delete Zeri both moved up from the bot lane to get here. Oh my gosh, Artemis almost taken down Madus. But because of this, a free plate into Vayne's pocket and another successful thing there. So we'll have to see now, as long as both members from RAWR stay alive to this un- unrelenting damage coming out. I think they will be all right, but feels like they will be. And now Vayne seems to be moving up. We'll see if they can make a play happen. But topside, they're fighting 2v1.
Yeah, TSN wants to find this 2v1, and the snip is good. Look at that
Oh,
Gwen ulti damage. All out is invested, but the support is there. Rexcat now trying to ghost away from Yunwei and TSN. Is he going to be able to survive? Smite coming out early. No, it's a double kill over to this Gwen, turning around that 2v1 beautifully there, landing all 3 hits of the ultimate, and a fully charged Q onto these 2 members is so much healing and damage coming out. And now it's going to be Yunwei looking at the Herald, but look at the members here. Artemis and Secret
yeah.
Snakes here in the flanks.
Oh,
Booka
they're spotted.
joining as well. Yep, the Vision plan is going to find them there. TP coming back from Dude Caleb as well. Herald given up as the Mad RAWR bot lane returns to the mid lane.
Some weird rotations coming in across the map. Secret Snakes ran up. 4 members stayed topside. Madu's now back in the bot lane, but Artemis now hovering around. And of course, now we wait to go bot. So some strange map movements. And after a 3-1 early start for Mad RAWR, the kills have equalized here after the botch dive topside. Now a completed Riftmaker for Gwen, a 300 gold shutdown in their name, and 2-0 in the top lane. Dude Caleb not having a great time in this Cassante matchup.
Yeah, and it is the Gwen and the Vi here whose advantages are clear early on. Gwen almost doubling the farm of the Cassante here with the Riftmaker going to have such strong dueling potential. Vi finding these nice angles to counter invade, consistently denying the jungle resources of Rexcat as well, finishing that first item here on the way to finishing out the jungle companion too.
Yep, getting close, and now that Herald is going to be dropped, and it's still pre-14 minutes, so those extra plates will go down. I think this is just going to be the tower. Rexcat was trying to hover, but there is no play at all. Secret Snakes, just like this champion needs to do, farm up safely, take the gold you can. It does mean that the second dragon, now the first Infernal, will be claimed from the side of Elation Revival, and we'll see what the soul is that's hitting the map. And it is going to be a Chemtech this game.
Yeah, and this is the game plan that we wanted to see executed from the bot lane. Caitlyn able to take that first tower there, all 5 plates. But here's Yingwei going on to Artemis. Rexcat here is ready to support. Many members collapsing in, but are going to disengage now. Are they going to be able to turn this advantage and turn it into more plates? They've got 1 minute to get as much as they can off of the map here.
Yeah, and I think absolutely they can, at least some of the plates in the mid lane. We saw what happens when the early tower falls from the bot side. It means that it allows your bot lane to be opened up and move around the map more, and they're trying to do just that. It's forced Artemis to rotate mid early on as well, just to try to hold some of this tower plates from the aggression of Matt and Delete Zeri. And with these numbers, I mean, yeah, sure, you're letting Secret Snakes get some farm in the bot side, and I'm kind of surprised they're not pressuring it more in these 30 seconds with even 4 or 5 members. But Matt maybe just going to get 1 more plate mid. It's going to be a 2v1 top. Can Dude Caleb find their way out of here?
Yeah, Dude Caleb going to try and run a nice unstoppable against the Vi. Ulti is going to cancel that one out, so is going to get a successful escape. Nice use of Cassante's toolkit there to live.
Yeah. Great use of the Unstoppable, like you mentioned. Did have to burn the flash, so that's still a 5-minute cooldown, but both of the ultimates were used. Artemis now just shadowing and trying to stop this engage. Yingwei continuing to want to play into that jungle. They think the whole map is their jungler, it feels like, this game, Potato. Like, a lot of their camps are up, but they just keep pressuring on the opposite side. Secret Snakes now has moved mid. The tower plates have fallen, but members across the board are still being pushed in for Mad RAWR.
Oh, and a nice little engage there onto TSN, who's going to pull the under tower as well. The flash Q is going to miss from Vi. Is Dude Caleb going to find the brawl? The tower damage coming in. All right, a double kill coming onto Dude Caleb, getting them back into the game. Much needed gold influx. A nice series of plays from this Cassante.
Dude, that was an amazing outplay under tower. Great job from Cassante. There were no ultimates available like we had called out, and even without the flash, Cassante's still able to outplay it under tower. Booka now on to Now We Wait. This is going to be a crazy 1v1, but the Petrifying Gaze misses again!
Petrifying Gaze does miss, but the Fate Sealed is flashed back from in response. This Petrifying Gaze has proven to be quite hard to land into the Yone mobility. So Now We Wait playing that quite well.
Oh,
Booker, though, with the miasma is landing a
oh,
fair amount of damage back as well. These mid laners are certainly making it close. Flash
oh
Q
my
from
gosh.
Yone is not going to be good there. Does not land ultimately. Cassio is able to survive there.
And they didn't have the ignite, and so I don't think Now We Wait actually ever had lethal there. Maybe it was something flashy, or maybe if they thought they got the knockup, could get another auto WQ, but was not enough damage. So another flash burn. They had the flash advantage. I'm kind of surprised to see that styling play, even if executed perfectly, to not go well. But Secret Snakes, they don't really want to be mid lane. They can't hold any of this aggression. It's going to be a 3v2 Rex Cat, just trying to help Secret Snakes farm up, but they have to do so under tower.
Yeah, under tower indeed, and these mid laners still going at it a little bit here. As Yone able to aggress with his abilities from so far away, but it is going to be Yue coming down onto the spot side now, potentially looking for a dive. The Vi ultimate is available as well, but it is going to be Now We Wait backing off, getting that safe reset.
And it does feel a little bit like a lull in the action here, Potato. About a minute and 20 seconds now until the next dragon spawns. Both teams are even at 1 apiece. So we'll have to see which team is going to position around here ahead of time. Some key items getting completed as well on the next reset. Matt is sitting on 2,100 gold in their inventory. So they need to get a reset before the dragon. That'll be their mythic item completed. And a lot of these first item completions now coming across the board. So this dragon is going to be a big point of contention for both of these teams here.
Yeah, and this dragon certainly can be a big swing in the game depending on how that fight goes. So we'll see, will the teams opt to fight for it? As you mentioned, many of these first mythic items coming out. First items finished for everyone on Elation except for the Karma here on the opposing side now. We also just saw the Yone pick up the shield bow. So same story on the opposing side. Gold lead, slight advantage to Elation, but nothing major, nothing unovercomable.
Yeah, they're up one tower. They're up one Rift Herald as well, but dragons are one apiece. So, as you mentioned, yeah, nothing that's not overcomable, and it's really going to be on this front line. Can they front line long enough for their Vayne? Vayne is definitely not a critical mass, but a good timer pickup right before the dragon. Rexcat able to claim the Rift Herald there. That's going to give them some more pushing power in the mid game. We'll see if Rexcat's able to rotate through here or if they get pinched off. First to mid lane, it is going to be Elation Revival. They might be able to get the whole tower here. Is this the fight? Now here comes Yone from the bot side.
Yeah, 4 members looking for the tower. Wave is going to be gone. Fate Sealed is not going to find anyone, but the Seraphine ultimate is good. Charming too. Yue now getting critically low, but Now We Wait traded back as well. Matt free hitting on that backside. Secret Snakes is going to want to find some damage back. It's going to be Rexcat chasing onto Buka, but Buka Kai successfully finally going down to one last auto. Dude Caleb there is there to reinforce, but the fight is already over by the time that they come back. Or is it actually Matt looking for some more damage, popping the shield bow there? Delete very flashy forward to try and find some more as well, but not going to get it. It is a 2-for-2 at the end of all of that.
Wow, the dust has settled and the kills remain after a 2-for-2 there. TSN didn't even bother coming down. I feel like this player is like, they seem to understand when the team fight is winning and when they can just push. We saw it in game number 1 on the top side with the Ornn, and now in game number 2 with Gwen. They're just snipping the tower all the way down. And now might be looking for a 1v1 onto Dude Caleb and Artemis now. They're on the wrong side of the rift.
Yeah, Artemis not getting the reset after the end of that fight, so is going to just go down for free. A shutdown going into the pockets of Matt there. Not what you would like to see, unfortunately. So it is going to be the Kimtech Drake, probably uncontested here. TSN does have TP advantage as well, so it'd be a 3v5 should they choose to contest it. Looks like it will not be. The fight we thought was going to be at Dragon Woods instead in the mid lane.
Yeah, you're right. It was just earlier on the timer. Both teams kind of jockeying for position there. The tower ultimately fell in favor of their second tower now that Elation Revival has claimed this game. And that seemed like the timer for RAWR to look to pull the trigger. But it wasn't enough. They weren't there. They didn't have the numbers. They didn't have the gold. Now we wait, not able to land it. Now face checking in a Buka.
Yeah, Buka landing the first Cassio ultimate of the game there. Now we wait with no tower to fall back on. Is going to try and land the Fate Sealed, but unable to do so. Yin Wei with the Q charged up. There's the cease and desist. Going to take down Now We Wait here. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be a kill going over to Vi.
However you track it down, that is going to be enough punches. A little bit of a misexecution on some of the auto attack resets there from Vi, but ultimately, hey, a kill's a kill. I mean, and a death is a death for Now We Wait. That is now their second one of the game. Face checking into Booka, and Booka read him like a book. Picking up that Petrifying Gaze and just getting the kill wrapped up from Yingwei.
Yeah, Petrifying Gaze finally landing, and the one time it does convert it as well. These top laners still going at it, but it's going to
Oh my
be
god.
Rexcat trying to make this an uneven fight. Gwen ghosting away so fast here
Artemister
is
too.
likely going to find
Yeah,
this.
goodbye.
Artemis trying to solo chase, but surely is not going to find it to ghost Gwen. That champion is zooming across the rift.
She's moving and grooving and has nothing that anyone can say about it. I thought your mom told you not to run with scissors, but she is sprinting with them here, having a big advantage in the top lane.
Big advantage, absolutely nearing 10 CS a minute here, and absolutely getting the advantage over Cassante in that metric. It is going to be the Rift Herald dropped in that top lane off the Gwen reset timer here. It's going to be the outer tower picked up, but here are 4 members ready to reinforce there. It is Karma speeding up the
No one
entire
else is
Mundo,
close.
investing the ultimate early. Dude, Caleb going to get aggressed on and just sacrificed there as the price for that tower. No one was close indeed. Vayne getting as a bit of a lone time in the mid tower, but not getting too close to falling. Still got half its health or so remaining there. Now the members are going to be hovering around this Baron. Surely not actually going to look to start it, but nice look on the top side there.
Great collapse, and it was very telegraphed. Dropping the Rift Herald means that that's the lane you're trying to play to. But Madrar, I guess, wasn't on the same page with what the call was, or getting members to push with the Herald, or whatever was happening there. It was a great collapse, and Now We Wait is now going to have to run away. TSN is so much stronger with 2 completed items over Now We Wait's 1 and a bit. With that showing bot side, they think they have enough members to at least start up the Baron. We'll see if they can turn off of it, but Rexcat's in base, and I don't think members from Madrar are going to get here in time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they've been sussing it out, and Cassio does so much damage to this
Yeah.
Baron as well. TSN also getting the better of Now We Wait in the bot lane up 2 items as you mentioned, but also 2 levels. So it's going to be a
Oh,
free Baron off a nice play. The Fate Sealed is going to land onto TSN. Q3 is available from Now We Wait, waiting for it. Dude Caleb coming in, Rexcat even coming in to support as well. So it is 1 Baron going to be taken off the team, but the other 4 remain. Objective bounties are up across the map, as well as a large bounty there on the Caitlyn. No one is quite ready to respond to this top lane play. Seraphine trying to clear the wave, but another one is coming in soon.
and this gold lead once again. This was right around the same point in the last game, Potato, that we saw Elation just start to take a commanding gold lead. And they're doing the same thing in this game. They get the Baron, they get more dragons, they're able to start pressuring the map, and they're also getting Booka to some key item spikes. Now 2 items on this Cassio, a completed Infinity Edge now for Caitlyn as well. And once again, it feels like you're at a point where even though you're not that down in kill gold and like there's a little bit of a gold difference from the Baron, it feels just so hard to fight if you're a Madrar.
Yeah, Elation's map play is just really nice here. From the early game, Yingwei consistently finding invades into the top side to that nice sneaky Baron play. I mean, look at the control around the Baron pit. They're littered with wards from Elation's team. Now they're going to be gathering here for Soul Point, trying to find this dragon. The Gwen is still such a menace there in the side lane. Who is going to stop that? TP available as well for this fight. Both teams collapsing in around this objective.
Yeah, but it's not an even fight, even if the members are the same, because the Baron buff is still being worn by Elation Revival. And oh my gosh, look at this damage. Even Gale forcing forward does
Gale forcing
not
straight
afraid.
in towards the Mundo. They're burning the ultimate right away, and
forcing.
now Delete Zeri is ready to get the fight started. Cease and desist, and a huge petrifying gaze from the sideline. It's going to be Secret Snakes taken down right away. Dude, Caleb is trying to go unstoppable, but just absolutely gets removed from the rift right away. And look at the top lane. TSN once again not needing to invest the teleport there. Just the Karma speed up is enough of an engage. Getting all of these towers down. Yone is at least able to trade one back in the side lane, but that's going to be Soul Point claimed, and it is going to be the first of the inhibitor towers falling as well.
The base has been broken, as are the spirits of Madrar in this second game. Feel like they cannot get their footing, just hitting 2 items now for Vayne, but you are still at least 2 items away from critical mass. The Baron waves keep on coming, and Elation Revival, again with this Baron, just continues pressuring the base.
Yeah, looking for this mid-inner now. A reinforcing wave is here. The members ready to take
Oh my
down the second
gosh.
tower. Rexcat just getting dumpstered with some poke here. One more auto is going to seal the deal. Is the cannon minion taking that? Baron is going to get close to expiring now, but they've definitely gotten their money's worth out of it.
Yeah, they definitely have. That was the last wave with the Baron, but they got the top lane inhibitor tower, they got the mid lane inner tower, they got the dragon, they got a team fight. This is everything going Elation's way here, and we'll see if they can continue this push into the base. But lots of unspent gold, at least 1,000 from all 5 members. They're sitting on 5 or 6,000 unspent gold right now, Potato. They want to get off the map before they fight again, but they're trying to keep the pressure up. Yingwei still looking aggressive.
Yeah, Rexcat having to burn the ultimate once again.
Yeah, just
This
from
jungle control just does not belong to Mad RAWR anymore. Elite Zeri even speeding their way out of here. It is a bit of time before the next objectives come up, so it does look like they're finally looking for some of these reset timings. Going to get a bit of spinning out as they reassemble for more of a push.
And this assembly is just taking their gold even further now. A completed Last Whisper, as well as the third critical or Cloak of Agility now for Caitlyn. We got a completed Rylai's Crystal Scepter now as well for Buka. I mean, Zonia's, I mean, you name it. All these characters for the side of Elation Revival just have such an amazing advantage right now.
Yeah, 3 item Gwen here consistently a threat in this side lane has been all game. A full item up over this Cassante and Flame Horizoning as well. What can this Gwen not do? It is going to be the team fight initiation here early on. We do see Buka coming in from the top side, Petrifying Gaze onto Secret Snakes, and the Vi ultimate is going to guarantee the kill now. Dude Caleb with the all out on the bot side, but now it's just going to get stuck in between 4 members. Matt didn't even have to be in that fight. It's a double kill going over for Elation, and the game's hopes are dwindling for Mad RAWR.
Yeah, dwindling and dwindling quickly here. Again, these aren't even 5v5 team fights that we're seeing Elation picking up the wins for. They're looking under tower now. Yingwei not afraid to keep on going. Gale Force forward.
Yeah, it's going to barely
Oh,
survive there. The pilt over Peacemaker not going to give Yone his piece, but it is going to be both the top and bottom inhibitor towers falling now. The team pushing on towards the inhibitor. Respawn timer still waiting on a few members. Look at
my.
that damage onto Naliway. Going to
But
likely burn down between the Gwen and the Cassio here. These solo laners just a massive presence throughout the game and showing their value in that small skirmish there. The first Nexus Tower is going to go down. Rexcat going to get in the middle of things, but their health bar just does not exist anymore. A Petrifying Gaze is going to find the Seraphine there. Vi ulting straight into the fountain. So Secret Snakes at least is going to get one back there. A double kill for the Caitlyn as the Cassante falls as well. And this has surely got to be the game. The final Nexus Tower is getting taken down. Caitlyn trying to kill Secret Snakes in the base, but it's about one auto off. Ace in the hole is even going to claim the ace for their team. An almost uncontested second game as well coming out from Elation. 28 quick minutes is going to spell the end of game 2.
yeah, that was another dominant mid game. Once these players got rolling, it was all Elation all the way through. Madarar again did not have the worst early game. Like it was a little bit of some shakiness early on in the jungle. Rex got getting invaded, but really it didn't feel like that was the big game changer there. It was just Elation getting onto their big spikes and then just taking the game into their hands and taking down Madarar once again.
Yeah, hitting their spikes, getting the team fight, and getting the proper movements around the map. And when Seraphine is the most damaging member on your team, it is a bit of a tough game to be coming out. We had some nice individual moments. Dude Caleb had that sick outplay there on the top side, getting the 1v2 trade back, but ultimately those individual moments were not enough. It was the team play that came together for Elation, and it's game 2 that they were able to take down.
Game two, so typically we would say, all right, have a great night. We will see you tomorrow. But we still got a third game here. This is a 3 block. So, I mean, we'll have to see now. Maybe at this point it's just doing it for pride. Let's see what Madarar can do in the third game now.
Yeah, I want to see RAWR pull out something to show us here in this third game, show what their team is capable of. But, maybe it is going to be Elation closing this out with a clean 3-0. We'll have to see when the draft gets underway. Players are just assembling in lobby real quick.
Yep. We're going to take a quick break. See you in just a moment when the draft has started.
Quick game.
We are getting back into draft lull for game number 3 of this 3 block this evening between Elation, Revival, and Mad RAWR. We will have to see. Elation is up 2-0. The sides of the map have swapped once again, but the bands are looking pretty similar. Oh, are we going to see another 9 new champions this game? That'd be kind of fun.
That would be kind of fun for sure. Yeah, Elation back on the blue side here, so B1 Maokai is an option for the moment being. It is going to be 3 junglers banned
Yeah.
away once again in these first 4 bans. Vladimir is still off the table after that terrifying first game. The bans from Elation holding steady here.
Holding
No,
steady?
not broke, don't need to be fixed. Uh,
No.
Final ban about to come out, and then we'll see the B1 revealed.
Do you think, like, if you're a betting man, are you placing your money on the B1 Maokai here?
I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe Elation will want to change it up a little, see what
Yeah.
else they can bring to the table. They've got the 2 games already on lock here. Maybe they're looking for a bit more of an experimental third game, but yeah, we'll see what they opt for.
Sometimes that is what happens. You do get a little bit compliant here. Yingwei's had some amazing games early on. Pick something like Belveth, pick Fiddlesticks, pick Udyr, let's see some spice coming out here in the jungle. It is their most played is the Maokai, and the Gwen is taken away here, so lots of potential options available. Or you just blind someone else now, I mean, it feels like all these members have found pretty awesome performances in counter pick lanes. Their top laner did DC, but what is it? Oh, is it the hover? Is it the hover? It is the lock-in.
Oh, it is the Maokai, so not that much spice looks like it's going to be
No.
in game 3. Unfortunately, it would have been fun
It would
to
have
see
been.
one
Yeah.
of the picks you mentioned. Maybe get something a little unique running here on the Rift, but Maokai, good staple, powerful champion, always good to see.
Yep. It looks like these teams are still taking this third game seriously, and so are we. So we'll have to see. It sounds like the top laner did DC, so they're not able to draft right now. Um, we'll have to see. I mean, at least it didn't happen during the game.
That's true. Certainly better to DC during the draft phase, but likely may need to remake the lobby. We'll see if they come back in just a moment here. If it's a little longer, might have to go on pause for just a moment.
Yeah, it does look like they are maybe looking to remake the draft. Others will like type the picks out, and who really knows. But hey, I mean, we did get a B1 Maokai for both of Elation's games. They are asking for a remake here on the draft. So we'll have to see here. Let's just take another minute off as teams are getting set. We're just going to get muted here and be right back. When the new draft is made and the top laner reconnects, we will be here for game number 3. I was about to say that the picks are the same, the bands are the same, and the B1 is the same, but it's not. I don't know if teams decided to remake draft or what happened, but bands were different from the last game we saw there. And so I guess because of that, it did opt that they could just choose something else. In
Oh,
the last ban, we saw the Wukong, the Vladimir, and the Gwyn getting banned. This time it was Wukong, Vi, and Gwyn getting banned. So with Vladimir left open, they just locked that in. B1, and now it's responded, I guess.
yeah, I mean, Vladimir certainly showed how effective they could be in that first game. Udyr, okay, so Udyr Amumu here
Oh,
going to be 1-2 maybe. Oh, so support Ashe
sure.
potentially, and maybe it was a support Amumu hover here. But looks like, potentially jungle support getting locked in here. Ashe, another one of those champions that can die really quickly to Vladimir, but does
Yep.
offer a good amount of map control and a very strong amount of pick potential throughout the game.
Yeah, that could be really valuable. Something they were missing here. But I mean, Lation Revival, looks like a game one draft already. And Maokai locked in once again. They didn't ban the Maokai, they didn't ban the Vladimir, and so both those are picked up. Let's just lock in Misfortune. Let's just keep the draft similar to game one.
Yeah, well, Elation might be running it back, but RAWR certainly are not. And okay, we're gonna get the Jace here
Ooh,
in the top lane, so that one is certainly a bit of a new pick coming here in this game 3.
yeah, I guess people are deciding that they want something a little bit different, a little more fun here. This top laner in the last couple of games did play Gwyn and had a great game. In game number one, it was Elation Revival picking the Ornn. So
Uh-huh.
I can see the Jace, right? That's much more of a resource reliant champion more than a resource kind of you just kind of farm up on your own. And so Malphite now the answer. This is some beefy frontline now getting drafted as well as some CC that Mad Roar's picked up in game three.
It was what you wanted to see, and speaking of people that need resources, Malphite is not a champion that
Nope.
needs all that many resources, so free to dedicate those elsewhere. It is both solo laners getting picked up very early for Elation and Revival, so counterpick options are rife for Mad Roar here. We'll see if they are able to find the effective counters into the solo laners. It's going to be Elation actually the one banning away the Misfortune for this third game. Caitlyn taken out. Don't want to be playing into that same kind of range again. We'll see what the last two bans are.
Yep, lots of marksmans because it looks like both teams still yet to show. I mean, potentially Ash could be paired in the marksman role, but it's weird to say. But Ash is much more of a support pick now. It feels like these days.
Yeah, it still has viability in niche cases as a marksman, but usually just if you're looking for damage or poker control, a lot of other champions seem to offer that a little bit more. Ash with the CDR, with the hawk shot and ultimate, just able to fit in nicely with that supportive value. Also able to offer some nice laning presence as well.
Yeah, but looks like we're not going to see the other brother this game. We saw Yone in game number one. Madrar not able to find much success. But yeah, so it was going to be taken off the table. I mean, a very common pairing to go with the Malphite. And so now you got to pick something. I mean, I guess a mid laner here, or I guess you could go your marksman. We'll see if that breaks the Ash flex here. But so they're holding it. Oh, Cassidon
Oh,
last second lock in. That's another melee scaling mid laner.
all right, yeah, yeah. I mean, matching scaling with scaling into this mid lane, the natural magic resist built into this champion as well. Not a bad answer into the Vladimir, actually. If you can't just stomp them in the lane, might as well as scale up right alongside them. Can certainly grow to be a big menace and is a champion that we've been seeing more lately.
Also, a champion that's known as actually a Vladimir counter because you have your Q, which stops channels, and so you can stop the E channel on Vlad by just throwing the Q on top of him. So it's known as a very annoying counter because of that. Vladimir can't do as much of the sucky sucky that they want to on the Vladimir, and so without being able to suck your blood on that vampire champion, Cassidy is going to be able to shut them down just a little bit at least, and also can match scale for scale, like you named, like level 11, level 16 power spikes on Cassidy can kind of be matched in terms of blowing up a backline. But I mean, Elation Revival going for something spicy in the bot side.
Yeah, Samir Nautilus is going to want to grass hard, and I take my words back. It is not a support Ashe. It's going to be an ADC Ashe here, supported by the Karma. So we'll see. Can they take this range advantage and win out against the Samir Nautilus, or will they become fodder for Elation's bot lane?
Yeah, this is a very aggressive bot lane, and I do feel like Elation Revival has been getting the best of the bot lane of Mad RAWR in these last couple of games. In game number one, it felt like the aggressive bot lane from Secret Snakes did not work. And the scaling bot lane with a Vayne in game number two also was less successful. So now in game number three, we'll have to see with the poke lane. I mean, it feels like they're kind of playing all three styles, getting all parts of the combat triangle.
Yeah, and it can end up being effective if they are able to establish nice areas of control. They can certainly whittle down the Samir Nautilus, but one hook and things can turn around real quickly. Samir is one of those champions that you just need to give them a little bit, and they can take over the game very fast. So we'll see if Legion's Falling is able to do that.
The wind wall seems a little bit less valuable to this game. Like if we take a look at what it will be blocking, the Ash Arrow is number one, right? Absolutely. And then beyond that, it's like that's about it. It feels like, So typically you'll see a Samira into some big projectile team compositions. You can really deny lots of that damage coming in. Even known as a great counter into Maokai because it does the same thing. But into just the Ash, I mean, you're gonna have Udi or Malphite casting just all on top of your face, and Samira can't do much about that.
Yeah, it is going to be a little difficult potentially to find the DPS should it get later into the game. A lot of this is going to rely on Vladimir to take down these big, beefy melee members, Jace and Samir. Not necessarily the premier champions at doing that, but the block on the Ash Arrow certainly can be useful too, especially in lane, just preventing the ability to be engaged on as Ash so likes to do in a lot of these matchups can certainly have good.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely lots of value to be had. I think Elation Revival looking for very similar kind of win conditions. I mean, it feels like we've kind of figured out this team just a little bit, Potato. This is very much a scaling mid team. Booka been able to hit those spikes and just carry games. Some pretty passive top side and a winning bot side has been kind of their secret sauce and their way to win these games here. And we'll have to see if that's going to continue to be the case in this third and final game in this best of three block.
Yeah, certainly, and I think this time around I would like to see a good amount of resources dedicated towards the spotlight. It's important for both teams to try and swing this matchup in one way or the other. Both of these mid laners just looking to kind of scale up. Jace, can get some help in the Malphite and certainly can become a side lane menace, but Samira Nautilus can make Ash Karma's life unplayable should they get sufficiently ahead, and a bit of the same on the other way around. So we'll have to see a little bit how the junglers choose the path here.
We'll see how the ball is snowed, or the snow is balled, I guess, is probably more accurate. And where the snowball comes from, if a snowman is built, or if they're just making a small little one to chuck across. Because, yeah, I think you're right. Early game leads are going to mean all the difference in this third and final game tonight. But the players are preparing their loadouts, and we are going to prepare for the Rift. Get your predictions in for game number 3, Elation Revival, Mad RAWR. Who's going to win game number 3 tonight? Get those channel points in, and just about 4 minutes, we'll be hitting the Rift. We'll see you in just a moment. It is game 3. It is a 3 block. It is Elation Revival, and it is Mad RAWR, but most importantly, it is Llama, and it is Potato. Here we go for game number 3.
Yeah, Elation looking to close us out on a 3-0 and getting an early invade here already. The members of Mad RAWR here positioning themselves a little more carefully, cautious for maybe any shenanigans that might come out. Going to be Elation members moving in here early. Caston is going to spot them out on that bush. Is the hook going to come out? No, both sides going to be able to walk away here. An early ward is going to get spotted here, going to know about whether they do choose to start this blue buff or not. Ooh, some nice poke. All right, coming on to the Nautilus there early on. But it's going to be just a quick gander through the jungle and walking wide back.
Little gander and a little walk out. Yep, just like you were saying there. Maybe Nautilus was looking for something a little aggressive there. Now was just waiting around in the bush and then just walked on out themselves. So not too much early on there, but prediction's still live. If you are in the chat and want to let us know with your channel points who you think is going to win this third game, if we will see Elation Revival take the 3-0, or if Mad RAWR will get a win for themselves. I mean, it's all up to Mad RAWR to show us that they can pick up a win and destroy their first Nexus of this 3 block.
We'll we see Samira Nautilus setting up a little bit of a trap there, but it is going to be Secret Snakes and Artemis taking the safe way around. First Nautilus hook is good, a very, very early ignite, but they're aggressing through the entire minion wave right there and taking a lot of damage in return from this poke. The ignite still available from the Karma as well, so probably an advantageous level 1 trade going over to this Ashe Karma here.
Yeah, that's the poke lane that we saw. Karma now 100% presence in the series, Potato. The only champion we've seen all 3 games.
Yeah, and a Comet Karma here as well. So it's going to be level
2. Ooh, there's level 2
here for Delete Zeri and Matt. It is a second Nautilus hook going to be good here, but the Ignite not available, and a lot of damage can come back onto Matt here. He's going to invest the E to escape the damage from the Ashe there.
Yeah. And yeah, some 2v2 poke going down, and I don't think top lane is going to have much action, and mid is just a scale fest. So, Rexcat, Yingwei, back up to y'all this game. Where are you going to be putting your resources? I don't love seeing Rexcat farming up to the Malphite lane, but maybe they want to try to just shut down Jace early, because once Malphite gets some armor, they should be able to survive just fine in the top lane.
Yeah, and it's Yingwei pathing top to bot here as well. All the potions expended for Matt and Delete Zeri, so any poke that they take from this point onwards is going to be rather permanent. Artemis looking for the Mantra Q, not going to land, but look at that, just the auto and combat damage doing so much here from this Karma. It is going to just have to be up to Delete Zeri here. If the hooks are not landing, it's going to be a painful lane to get through.
It absolutely could be. Delete Zeri finds another one, though.
Oh, yeah, and onto the Karma as well. That is the crucially low target. Matt is going to find First Blood, but can Secret Snakes trade it back? The Flash is available. AllO is finally going to be able to get it. Just the last bit of damage there. The Lethal Tempo is fully stacked. Looking onto Delete Zeri, but the Flash knockback from Maokai is good there. The top to bot pathing paying off. Rexcat going to be wandering around in the top jungle, but not going to be able to find anything remaining on the map. Now looking to find their way over to this top lane, see if they can get something back onto the Jace.
Yeah, but maybe just chilling a reset here. It's really hard to gank this Jace. And it is just going to be a reset from Rexcat. Even though the Flash Twisted Advance didn't land onto Secret Snakes, the Bramble Smash and the auto attack was enough. So well played from Yingwei to be able to pick up the kill. 1-1-1 for Matt, and then 1-1-0. But whoa, wait, Artemis, you can't be here, buddy.
No, Artemis finding themselves very alone in this jungle. Matt could easily pick up a second one here and does do so. The top laners in a brawl as well. Dude, Caleb and TSN both going very, very low. Jason nearly but is able to eat a cookie to get a bit of that mana back.
Yeah, those first few levels were pretty good for Secret Snakes and Artemis bot side, but once again, an advantage to Matt. They now have a Noon Quiver compared to the double longsword in the Doran's Ring as well, so pretty big gold advantage. Feels like the Matt with those 2 kills is going to be able to have already.
Yeah, and that's the snowball that the Samira wants to be seeing here. The Nautilus landing 3 for 3 in the hooks for the bottom lane there, and that is the catalyst that they need for success. Now hitting level 4 on this Nautilus, certainly getting
Oh,
those
there's
levels,
another one.
finding the effectiveness, finding the
Goodbye.
hook onto Ashe as well. There is the Ignite going down, there is the full combo, 100 to 0. This champion here, this player, Delete Zeri, showing their value in this third game and throughout the series.
Yeah, throughout this series, absolutely, Potato has been a great enabler for the team to find success. It just feels like, I mean, the hooks are landing. And when you're level 4 and you're able to 100 to 0 in Ashe, that is not looking like a great game for you. So it's going to be a little bit challenging. Booka now level 6, as well as Kassadin. Those are the hardest first 6 levels there without the Rift Walk on Kassadin. So having that available should keep them safe, but we know what Booka likes to do. Flash forward now from Delete Zeri, but misses.
Yeah, and Matt maybe actually looking a little too aggressive there. A shutdown,
Oh,
600 gold going back onto Secret Snake. Surely is going to be able to run down Delete Zeri there. Maybe looking for some hook shots to get their escape. But look at this, so much damage coming
oh
back actually onto
my.
Secret Snake. There is the shield available from Artemis or not? The Ignite is going to go down the shield for some speed up. Still, vision granted there. Is going to be the kill given potentially over to Artemis. No, Volley is going to pick it up. But here comes Yinwei once again. Secret Snakes has absolutely nowhere to run, is just going to find their way to the tower, not able to execute. Yunwei gets to pick up another one.
Booka. Booka's here. How's the Hemo play? Here's the ghost.
Yeah, is that going to be the dive onto Artemis? Looks to
Goodbye.
do so. Is the Mantra W available? No, it's not. It's going to be Yingwei picking it up with the Nature's Grasp there, heading level 6 off of that wave. Booka finding a nice roam timing, finding the Hemo Plague play into the bot lane.
Like you mentioned, great macro, great map timing. Used a ghost, used the ultimate, but flash not needed. So yeah, across the board, all the action still in the bot side, but 3-0 and 1 for Yingwei, once again finding the jungle advantage over Rexcat in this series.
Yeah, and the pathing, they're just really paying off. It is going to be at least the Boo Bluff traded back from Rexcat
Oh,
here.
here's
But
the move topside.
yeah, trying to find it onto TSN. The Flash is going to be matched with the Flash. The Malphite ultimate is good. Their dude Caleb getting critically low,
No,
taking
he's dead.
2
Goodbye.
ranged minions, but
Goodbye.
actually is going to live. Oh, but there comes Matt to lead Seri. Didn't even spot them on the top side. So once again, the map movements are looking great. Buka
Good dive.
taking over this bottom
Yeah, they're
lane.
doing it.
Want to look onto Rexcat here. Delete Zeri is going to get things started off, but the Uber here
Oh.
is going to
Burn?
survive it. The last tower shot is not going to find it. Now we wait, wants to find the answer
Another
here.
teleport?
Is available, uses it to escape, and that is 2 teleports invested into the top lane here, but no kills to be found.
No kills to be found, but teleports expended. A 4-2-1. Like Samira's just in the top lane. It's 8 minutes in, Potato. What is happening in this third game?
And just moving all over the map here are the members of Elation. It is going to give Ash Karma a bit more of a reprieve, catch back up in CS a little bit. The gap in that department was quite strong earlier on, but it's going to be Samira Nautilus taking the long way down. But Maokai is here. The twisted advance is good, and it is going to be once again Artemis caught by the CC chain going down. Rexcat is going to try and trade this back onto Yue, but there's the flash from Matt to pick up another one. This Samira 5 and 2.
Has ultimate?
All the damage, does have ultimate. Yeah, Secret Snake
heal.
out of resources, but the heal is good. One more auto does
Secret
find
Snake!
around onto Delete Zeri as well, using the range very effectively. They're finding the turnaround double kill as well, expending both summoners. Some nice movement there from Nash.
Yeah, Slither and Snake just getting a double kill on that carry, showing that they are not going down without a fight. I thought Samira was going to wipe that fight no problem, but Secret Snake now has 5 kills of their own, and oh, the arrow was so close.
Oh, the reaction test from Buka is good there. Is able to get into pool and use the flash to get to safety. But those are some tools expended. Maybe we'll see a return. Rexcat looking to get a little frisky in the top lane, but TSN is going to spot it out and going to just back away.
But once the unstoppable force was back up, so was Rexcat back in the top lane once again. TSN, no flash. Oh, the hook on the mid lane, but Delete Zeri's the only one smacking down Kassadin. The Rift Herald now been started. Again, a little bit of a deficit early on, as we've seen throughout the series from RAWR, but this Rift Herald likely going into their pocket. And so far, Still showing quite a few signs of life in this third game.
Yeah, absolutely. Some crucial turnaround plays in the bot lane, keeping them
Oh my
in the
gosh.
game. Most of the gold advantage here is from the jungler here. The lead area absolutely providing a bit of
Yeah.
a beat down to this Kassadin, but
This
just
is like
not
a
enough
mid
damage
lane Nautilus. Like, oh
yeah,
my gosh.
to finish things quite out there.
Oh,
The
Yingwei?
Oh yeah, I mean, Yingwei coming back up here, Twisted Advance is good onto Dude Caleb, going to pick
Yeah.
that one up easily, looking to get some stacks back
Oh
onto the Machais. The
my.
Chemo Plague is good there. The final tick from the Hextech Alternator actually going to be enough damage to take down the cast, and either that or it was the Airy,
Yeah.
but something from very long range they're procking post Chemo. Now it's
Delete
going to be
Fury is
Artemis
still mid
trying
lane, dude.
yeah, try to hold this 1v2. Delete Zeri actually level 7
Oh my
in this mid lane.
gosh.
Ulti going on to Artemis. Booka is going to be diving. Flash from Artemis is going to keep them alive. But that's so many members here, so much aggression
Yeah.
all the time.
And take a look at Yingwei's inventory here.
Yeah, it was the
This
it was
like they're playing with style. Like I know it's style esports, but holy smokes, Yingwei. Just going for the first item, but I think they might
oh, the
immediately
Ash
regret
Arrow
that.
is good. Yeah, the Magi's
Yeah,
was down to 0 stacks earlier. Might go right back down
it
to
does.
0
Yep.
here and does do so. Now
700
we
gold
wait
shutdown.
700. Yeah, it's
Oh
so
my
much
gosh.
resources going back. Hook not quite going to be able to be found there. A nice little sidestep from Udyr is going to keep them safe. Now we wait, actually looking to aggress in
Trouble.
to Buka, but there is Matt from the bot side ready to back up their teammates
What?
as well, congregating
Yeah.
ceaselessly around this mid lane. It's just an absolute party up here.
This is an ARAM at its finest, Potato. Like 4, 5, 6 members all hanging out around the mid lane. The dragon is not up, but plates are still up. Like, what are we doing? There's so many members. I legitimately Delete Zeri has been mid on this Nautilus without leaving for a while. And still, Booka is level 9. Now we wait, is level 9. Like, there's no item def or level deficit in the mid lane at this point. Now, just taking over level 12 or level 10, 12, that'd be crazy. Level 9, but they're 10 for both players now. So I guess XP is still pretty close. And Delete Zeri, I'm surprised you're not trying to stay bot with Matt, because Matt is so much stronger, I think, in this bot lane that they just forced. But I mean, resources were just all in the mid lane. Everyone's congregating. Rift Herald dropped 12.5 minutes in. It looks like it's going to be going toward the bot lane, but 3 members already from this Elation team are already there to match it.
Yeah, Booka has the first move as
Oh,
well.
but they're flashing over.
Oh yeah, going on directly onto Rex, not waiting for the rest of the team to be able to get their
They don't need it.
reinforcements. And there is the ultimate from Samira, and there's Artemis going to be falling for the 5th time this game here. A nice early look from the engage over, claiming this dragon, claiming 2 kills.
And claiming 4 Magi stacks, Potato. He's back off of 0. The aggression does not stop, and neither does Elation Revival. They're going to pick up the second dragon now of the game.
Does not stop indeed. Going to pick up the second dragon. A lot of resources down here to Ash, forced to just wait patiently on the sidelines for their team to come back. Kassadin able to at least trade back a plate into the mid lane here, but Vladimir once again finding just a very healthy CS lead here. Actually, across all the roles, it is a very healthy CS lead for the members of Elation.
Yeah, well done from them being able to pick up what they needed. Yeah, and so now what do we kind of look at? If I look at this RAWR squad, oh, Yingwei.
Doing Rexcat dirty there. This fight is going to take away the blue buff. Even that one denied.
Yeah, like I'm trying to find a way now for RAWR to get back into the game, but the only way is the Yingwei, it feels like, of this match. Just taken over in the jungle once again, and now it's becoming even fewer options for RAWR because every lane seems to be behind.
Yeah, it has to find some way of coming back here. Maybe try to grab the mid or ball lane shutdown. They are assembling with more members than Enchanted Crystal
Here
Arrow.
comes Yingwei.
Find a Gale Force
Okay.
actually from Ash. It's going to pick up Delete Zeri. It's going to go over to
Oh,
Artemis, but now
Matt?
here's the rest of the members collapsing here. Matt getting hit here to get things started.
Oh.
Nature's Craft is going. Matt
There's
is going to
Buka.
find the ultimate, and there is the damage from
Yeah.
the team. Everyone is falling out.
nice.
Caleb trying to find it, but it is not going to be found. A clean ace for just the cost of the Nautilus. They're a cleanly executed team fight. The AoEs were good, the skills were good, the kills were found.
Yeah, I don't I don't have much color commentary, I don't think, Potato. I think you called it all out right there. Take a look at these Magi stacks now. Ying Wei is the way for Elation Revival. Follow him and you will be saved. And this is 18 stacks on this Magi's on show me the full AP. Just keep building AP. This guy's got 2,300 gold in their pocket. The mid lane tower also dropping 15 minutes in. Delete Zeri just walking around with the Buka now. They don't have the ultimate, and maybe it's a little bit of an overextend, but all it is Artemis, and now we wait, but he'll be waiting for his great screen.
Enhanced Q there, and now we wait going down pretty low. Yingwei here is ready to reinforce as well, so it looks like tower going down for free. Oh yeah, Crystal Arrow is going to go onto Buka there. Can they find it? Delete Zeri's going to go down. Buka is going to be the second in their sights. Can they find it or not? Now we wait on 1 HP, but is going to go down. Buka finally, the shutdown is going to go over to Rexcat there. Matt is looking to come for a little bit more, but is unable to find the kill simply by walking at them slowly.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a nice kill trade found off the back of Secret Snakes' arrow.
Yeah, 2 for 1. I mean, hey, that's what RAWR needs. A couple of those picks, like you mentioned, Secret Snakes landing that enchanted crystal arrow might be a way for them to pick up the kills that they need. The gold is still majorly in their deficit, but there are ways back into this game. They can still find the win, and now it's just about moving around as a team. We've been seeing Delete Zeri do this all the way from the early game, and now it's Artemis and Rexcat pairing up, moving around the map together, maybe looking to play that Rift Herald. But still, on this reset, it is going to be Yingwei back up here now. I think a 5v5 is still going to be losing if we see RAWR try to take it.
Yeah, full team fights are so hard with the power of Yingwei and Buko here. We saw the power of the Maokai and Vladimir combo in game 1, and it's no different in this game 3. Earlier in the bot lane, looked like potentially a winning fight for RAWR, but those two champions came in for the reinforcements, and it was lights out from there. It's going to be the second Rift Herald going down here. No contest offered.
Nope. Second Magi's is well completed now for Buka, like you were mentioning. Like the pairing is
Oh
absolutely
no.
huge. So,
Oh no, not like this. Okay,
playing with their food just a little bit.
Yeah, Buka and Naui were going to be dueling each other, but it looks to be the Vladimir getting the better of the cast. And another enchanted crystal arrow going down towards the ball lane, but is going to miss. But what is not missing is Delete Zeri's hook there. It's going to be finding a good one onto Rexcat. Their Nolus ulti invested as well. It's going to be another kill going over easily to Samira, just following their team around, picking up the freebies that the Nautilus sets up.
Oh my gosh, Yingwei.
To find it, but yeah, Yingwei diving directly on the tower there.
Matt?
Dueling Matt. 1v2 is going to find it, Gale Force or no. The Karma wants it. But the red buff and the level up. The Karma is going to finally get the shutdown off the back of the Ignite. Finally invested very late into the fight.
Oh my.
3 members in this bottom lane. Flash Twisted Advance is going to go down. Now we wait. Yingwei still chasing under tower. One more Rift Walk is going to keep them alive. Delete Zeri. Also flash forward. So good this time, but Buka doesn't care about any of that. Going to just get the dive on, take down Artemis. Once again, this poor Karma getting picked on time and time again in this third game.
Well, you know what they say, Potato? They say that there's street smarts and then there's Buka smarts, and I think we're just seeing what this smart Buka player can do. Just absolutely dominating through the bot side, and now the base is open, the third dragon is theirs for the taking as well, and now it's just a matter of how quickly can Yingwei get to the 25 Magi stacks.
Yeah, on 22 already on this Maokai. Was looking like a bit of a dicey pickup early on when it immediately fell to 0, but has
there's the arrow! We wanted to see these!
The arrow onto Delete Zeri, trying to find a pick here, but Matt is here to reinforce. Can they turn the fight? Delete Zeri surviving for just a moment longer. Matt getting kited out. Already used the wind wall there. Shut down, and now we wait, but here is Yingwei on the flanks. Delete Zeri, low on mana, low on health. Buka, Yingwei, this has been the combo that's found them success.
25.
TS is here on the top side as well, and that Secret Snake's going to be instantly taken down. Flash over from Buka to continue the chase. Artemis is going to try and get out of there. With all the move speed this Karma can offer, another flash to try and go to safety. Rexcat running on the bot side as well. Now Karma is stuck, surely going to go down. This is 25 stacks for the Maokai already, going to secure an even further advantage. There is no escape. The kill is going to be given to Buka, or is going to attempt it to get over to Buka, but Maokai just does too much damage. The burn coming there from the demonic embrace, and this third game is looking to go the same way.
Yeah, the color casting at this point has unfortunately just devolved to puns, Potato, I feel like. This is just another dominant performance across the board. Some key items completed. Magi's now Infinity Edge #2 for the Samira. As long as they're not getting caught out, they have plays, but Secret Snakes keeps finding these Enchanted Crystal Arrows.
Yeah, TSN going to be engaged on here in the middle lane, but is still going to be able to get out successfully. Now, when at 18 minutes, you're freely diving the bottom inhib tower. It is certainly indicative of one type of game, and that is a bit of a stomp. Now we wait, wanting to find a little bit more onto Booker there. The mid laners dueling once again now in the top
Oh,
lane. SN is there to reinforce the Jace wants it. Not quite going to be finding the move speed take them out, but meanwhile it is pressure in the mid lane as Matt and Delete Zeri once again trying to find this tower. The third wave now of this push. Now we wait and
does
Rexcat
not care.
to look for Booka, but Booka again with the Hemo Plague is going to hold their ground. Now it's the twisted advance once more onto Yingwei. Yingwei going to start running away from Secret Snakes. The Nature's Grasp is good, but no kills to be found. Crystal Arrow is going to go wide there. And fourth wave now, everyone's staying here
Yep.
on this middle lane looking for the tower. But a lot of
Boca
resources
wants it.
expended. Yeah, Booka does want it, going directly in from the backside. No Hemo Plague, no problem. Just does a quick drift right through under
Yeah.
the tower.
Yeah, a little bit of
Going
a
from
Tokyo
top lane,
drift.
like, yep, just pass it through. Don't mind him.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go into a puddle. I'll see you on the other side. Let me get my Night Harvester procs and my Death Cap. Holy smokes, Booka now. 3 items. Yeah, you're not living for very long if you are on Mad RAWR.
Yeah, third item to the 1.5 Seraph still being worked on Rod
Oh,
of
but
Ages.
maybe the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is coming up soon.
Maybe,
Can they
but
get
the
numbers
windfall
here?
is available as well. So
3
we'll see.
seconds.
They look for anything. The tower is going to fall. Delete
Rex
Zeri
Cat.
go on style, starting to
Oh,
get
stops it.
out there, but the stun is good. Secret Snakes is kiting out. Matt is trying to kite out as well, and there is the Nature's Grasp. That's going to be the moment of turn. Matt is doing all Secret Snakes is doing all they can to turn the fight, but it is going to be the disengage there. It is 2 falling
Yeah.
from the side of Elation for the 2 members of Mad RAWR. Not bad. You'll take that at this point in the game.
Mad RAWR, anything that where they can trade even is good for them. Mad RAWR, if they're able to get 2 for 2, they are happy with that because of the shutdowns they can claim on top of it. So many bounties for all these players. Those that are still alive still have bounties on their heads. But a little bit too aggressive there from Matt. They never lose a 5v5, but the rest of the team was not in the area. Booka just is happy to continue to split in the top lane and doesn't even need to join for these team fights.
Yeah, Booka is able to provide the side lane pressure here. It was Secret Snakes doing a lot of work in that last team fight, was untouched
Yeah.
for a very long time, and was able to find 2 successful pickups there. But the rest of the team did come through to reinforce. Now it's going to be Dragon Soul on the table. This Ocean Soul is going to be a big boon for the members of Elation should they be able to pick it up. And 5v5 contest still looks a little uncontestable.
I 100% agree. And so maybe you look to just get a pick in the side lane. Maybe you try to get numbers somewhere or even blitz down a Baron on the timer. But 4 members already are down here at the Dragon from mid RAWR trying to get some space in their own jungle. But it is getting suffocated from the side of Elation Revival. So the lanes are going to try to get picked up and at least kill some of these minions here. Again, that Enchanted Crystal Arrow is available, and maybe a pick could happen with that Ashe ultimate. But with 10 seconds until the dragon spawns and so little vision in their own jungle, Mad RAWR has no rights trying to approach this next objective.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be Maokai just a solo guarding this dragon here. One champion is enough to take it down. The rest of the team ready to provide pressure on the push all around here. Warding off any potential approach from the members of Mad RAWR. Do not own their own jungle anymore, just having to pick up waves at their towers.
That's about all they are able to do. The dragon is on the map, and it is just Yingwei just soloing it down. This Ocean Soul, like you had named, now claimed and in their pocket. And now 4 members moving up to the Baron. They're going to keep Buka in the bot lane. They do not need them for the team fight as long as the rest of the members are there from Elation Revival. Rexcat might be trying to set something up, but like we've talked about, Potato, even an even numbers fight will not be good for them. So now they're just going to start the Baron with all 10 members still alive on the map.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
normally
Secret Snakes.
Baron with 10 up. Oh, yeah, and Buka finding the Hemo Plague there. The pull is good against the Crystal Arrow, and that's Ash going to go down. That's going to be Baron, surely with
Rex
no
Cat?
contest
Oh,
either.
never mind.
Rexcat wants to find
No
the
flash.
Flash in, but does not have it available, has the Ghost instead. And Baron taken down, Ocean Soul keeping them very healthy during the take. It's going to be the push. It's going to be pushed towards the end right here.
Oh
Buka
my.
here finding Rexcat. There's the damage. Udyr having to run 4 levels down against this Vladimir here. Nature's Grasp finding Castan here on the top lane, and all this ulti going to go down as well. And Samira here is ready to get things kicked off. Yingwei now dominating. 25 stacks Medjai's has been available for quite a while now. It's going to be Buka trying to build up for the second set of 25 stacks, pushing up onto this top lane now. Delete Zeri can hook anyone they want, and it will be a good engage. Looking for some damage onto the tower. The wave clear is not very strong on the opposing side, so likely to fall here. Tower getting down to about a quarter HP, going down and onto the inhib.
Yep, you're right. As you said, delete Zeri can land it onto absolutely anybody, and it's just like Control Alt Delete. It feels like, and there's the hook onto the priority target.
Oh yeah, Secret Snake's gonna get caught up here. The Malphite ulti is gonna be good on the other side, but the damage is just too much. It is only now we wait standing at the end of that engage, and now it's going to be an ace for one. Matt is going to be traded back there for diving in between both Nexus towers, but it's gonna be a clean 3-0 for Elation here. Quick 26-minute adventure in and out. Nexus soon to fall. Clean series.
It is a clean series, Potato, just like you were saying there. 3-0 to the side of Elation Revival. Made it interesting. We saw some great champions coming out, but ultimately the better team on the evening was Elation Revival.
Yeah, just showing some great plays all throughout the series here in Game 1 and Game 3. This Maokai Vladimir combo just setting their team up for so much success, seeming like it just was something that was unescapable for the other side, and also coming out with a nice game too.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I mean, and games were close, and ultimately the Vladimir was too much for the other team to handle. We saw it in Game 1, we saw it in Game 3. This Maokai Vladimir combo was absolutely disgusting for Elation Revival, and so big congrats to them. And again, I don't think this Mad RAWR was completely out of it in any of these games. Ultimately, just got outscaled. They got out macroed a little bit in the game, and were not really able to find their footing at all in this series.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not on the day, but perhaps on the next week we'll see a little bit more. But that is going to be it from us tonight. A strong 3-0 showing from Elation, taking the clean sweep.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with myself, Llama, and AllOut Potato for Style Esports this evening of Week 6. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did casting, and we'll be back on Sunday to cast some more games here. So keep an eye out for that, or at least I will be back. I think I'm joining Inigo Montoya on a Sunday cast, but keep an eye out for when the Potato Llama duo is back again for more exciting action on Style Esports. Until then, we hope you have a great rest of your week. Tomorrow's Friday.
Take care.